Welcome, everyone. I'm Callie from One Actual, and tonight we are joined live by the Hornet School, and we're doing a fly-in event where we're going to come talk to them about what it's like to be in a squadron and kind of show why some of the skills they're learning are going to help them with some of the things you're going to see tonight. Hopefully my audio sounds well. If someone in the chat could please let me know if there's anything that needs to be adjusted, I'd appreciate that. Fett, you can hear me tonight?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. How are you doing, brother?
Good, man. How you been?
I'm good. I've been putting a little work to get ready for this, but I think I'll enjoy it. We've also got Hornet. Hornet, how are you doing?
Gotta unmute the mic to talk. Doing good, doing good. Real quick, for anyone that's in here, I've got the YouTube stream posted as the activity in Gen 1, so you can tune in there.
Awesome. Well, I want to start a little bit with my experience in DCS, which was kind of difficult. I went to a few different places, and not that I judge anybody, it just didn't find a good home for me. And I had some frustration with that. And then I started learning the Hornet more on my own, but then I'd get bored because I had no context. I had no mission and no purpose. And so when I did find the right group, I really was, impressed by the way things were done. I was overwhelmed by the number of things I had to learn and the communications, and I was barely just either behind the jet or maybe slightly up with what was going on, but I certainly wasn't ahead of it. But after more time, things do get easier. And, had I had a place like the Hornet School to go to, I think I would have found a good starting point in DCS. One of the people that was in our squadron applying to be a member was flying at Hornet School. He let me know what it was. I got to meet Hornet and Fett and some of the other folks, and we've had a love affair ever since. Although I was recently discovered that we're not exclusive because you guys work with other squadrons. Anyhow, tonight I want to go through what, you guys can end up doing again when you complete and join a squadron. I'm going to talk a little bit about us. So One Actual is a DCS sim community. Tonight we are flying with the Hornet, so VFA 192. All the members here are part of that group. We have the Red Eagles, which is our Red Air squadron. They fly human Red Air for us, which is nice to have that kind of a profile. They can do things that the AI can't. We have the 82nd Airborne, which is representing units in combined arms, working with some of those ground vehicles, tanks and whatever. And then they also have an airborne division where they're flying helicopters in support of stuff. It's really nice because it gives us a deep context to do air to ground work in. The 214 Black Sheep are Harriers. They fly off of LHAs and FARPs, and they specialize in air to ground as well. So they do close air support. And then we have a F-16 squadron that does seed and air-to-air for us as well. So we fly with a fairly big picture if we want to, and we do some really cool missions, in my opinion. Now, when we do all of this, we will do it with several toys. We do work with real-world JTACs. When we got started as a community, we said we wanted to work and fly and fight as a team and tactically deploy the Hornet, meaning that we wanted to be able to do things that required teamwork and a lot of skill. And immediately we started doing stuff with a real world JTAC who got us up to speed on that. And I really like it because it's, in my mind, it's one of the pinnacles of teamwork when it comes to air to ground. We work with air intercept controllers. We have people on tower and marshal. We mostly fly off the boat because, well, I like the boat. And then we have our ground force, as we mentioned. So we have a lot of toys in the sandbox. For tonight's mission, I wanted to talk about the skills. So these first 5 skills, case 1, departure and recovery, form flying, communications, air-to-air refueling, fuel management, I believe are all covered within the syllabus that you guys have. And so the skills that you see here are what you're working on. And you may have some skills in these darker gray areas, but that's what we're going to show tonight. And if you're newer to the Hornet, these are the things that, you might learn when you get to a squadron. So trying to hopefully have you see some light at the end of the tunnel of something that you might enjoy doing. All right, so let's talk about what a JTAC does. When we're flying in a fixed wing aircraft, we are way up high in the sky and we are flying very, very quickly. We see the world through a targeting pod. And while this can be very good, it's a smaller picture unless you scroll around a lot and build that mental image in your mind. So it's a little harder to see the full spectrum. And we don't know what's happening on the ground. We're not oriented. We don't know all the comms. We haven't seen everything, in person. A JTAC is on the ground and they can see the ground picture. And their job is to carry out the ground force commander's intent, which it could be to take ground. It could be to transport people safely in an area. There's a whole host of things that can occur. So the ground force commander who's moving troops on the ground is going to communicate his needs to the JTAC, who's then going to talk to us. And the way that kind of looks is that their job is to deploy ordnance when things are in close proximity to friendlies. And so they're going to use their equipment on the ground, which the JTAC does have a piece of equipment that they can see different parts of the battlefield. They can actually see a targeting pod. And so tonight I'll actually be able to stream in Discord to the people in Hornet School here, my targeting pod. The JTAC can see it. And if you hear us say VDL or handshake, we're referring to the fact that he can see my pod through a download link. So he's going to give me some information. We're going to find the bad guys and we're going to get some explosive ordnance on them without hurting good guys. In the link in the description of this video, of this live stream, there is a CAS Kneeboard. Now on Wednesday, we did do a couple hour live stream. We went through all of this. I won't have time to go through any of this tonight, but when the first few aircraft are flying, I'm going to try to walk through a couple of things, but you can download this and kind of walk through it and see what we're doing. Start off with the top up here. There's 12 steps for the execution template. All right, tonight's mission. The terrorist organization CAS has taken over the city of Harah. The situation is that overnight, the terrorist group CAS has seized control over Harah. Intel reports suggest that they have blocked routes into and out of the city. CAS appears to be setting up a base. We also have some level of intel that suggests that there is a convoy massing south near Jasmine, and it's about 4 kilometers south of this city. Our main threats that we know of at this time are technicals, military-age males, and civilian vehicles. We covertly inserted a JTAC atop a hill overlooking the city. VFA 192 is tasked to launch immediately and get on station to liberate the city so the population can resume a normal life. All right, our enemy composition is going to look something like this. Some hasty made vehicles and weapons assembled. This organization currently doesn't have access to armor or any major technical equipment that we know of at this time. The weather is going to be clear and sunny. We're going to be taking off very early in the morning to hit these guys, hopefully before they wake up. We will be using a comm card. You don't need to reference this, but just know if you hear the flight talking about push 8 left, push 12 left, they're referencing different things in this comm card, so we're organized. Some of this down here you might recognize from Hornet School for your marshal and approaches, but this is just how we've kind of organized some stuff. All right, assets in the air. We have Shell 2-1, that's a tanker. It's going to be about 50 miles west of the operations area. We have the TAC-in, channel frequency, and all the basic information in here. Here's the information for the JTAC. It's Nomad 28. He's going to be on our TAD-1, which there's the frequency. And again, he's on top of the hill that we're calling OP Junkie. And we're marking this in red because it's a friendly grid. And we want to make sure that everyone understands we're not putting any ordnance on this grid. We'll be taking off from CVN 72. Basic information for that. And we have a divert if necessary as at Ramot. So the flight plan is we'll be taking off from CVN 72. and we'll be getting routed via strike to CP Molly. So this is our contact point. At CP Molly, we're going to contact the JTAC. When we're contacting the JTAC, the first step of close air support is routing and safety of flight. So he's going to get us into this area and have us marshal between some of these IPs, or maybe just around one. It's up to him and what he needs and how he wants to set us up for that particular attack. The first two of these, I'm going to be outside the jet and trying to walk you guys through it. Then I'm actually going to air start at Molly and check in just for the purpose of saving time. But we do have a comm ladder here, what we expect our communications ladder will be throughout the time we're flying tonight. And then here's the location of Shell 2-1 just off the coast here. Harah is a city with lots of intersections. We anticipate, as Intel suggested, that some of these are blocked off. This is our JTAC location up on top of the hill here. And as you can see from this image, this hill is pretty prominent. If we back up to our friendly grid, that hill is about 3,500 feet above the floor of the valley there. So pretty significant. We need to make sure, obviously, we're aware of that if we end up doing any gun runs or anything lower. I would note in this picture as well, we have some telephone poles or power lines pushing off to the north. The reason that's important to notice is we found some social media posts from inside the city. And in this particular one, we can see that as described in the intel, we have some kind of roadblock occurring with a bus, some troops or packs and technicals. We do see a city off to the distance, but if we look at a map up here, there are 3 cities off to the distance. Geolocation of that is currently in progress. We do have another social media post that is showing we got a couple more technical vehicles, and this is in reference to OP Junkie where the JTAC is on top of the hill. And finally, another social media post where we can see another intersection is blocked off, and we can see and reference those power lines heading north. If we try to geolocate those power lines, we're looking at the north end of the city here. Kind of found a T intersection that sort of lines up with what that is. You can see the buses here in reference to these 2 buildings. Looks like it might be this area here, and they could possibly be at this intersection down here. And in this building, there might be a picture taken, kind of lines up with that. If this is correct, the estimated grid is as follows, and this is in our Kneeboard brief. So we've possibly geolocated one of these. We also had a couple of F-18s that were returning from a mission take some images. We see some technicals moving north along what appears to be the west side of that city. We also have a 4-way intersection here where we have a technical vehicle and some packs on the ground and up on a roof up here. This is somewhere on the south side of the city. And then we have another T intersection, and this looks like it's somewhere on the southeast corner, and we have 2 sets of technicals and packs down there. These grids are in our Kneeboard brief. Our rules of engagements: all military-age males with weapons are valid targets. Any military action to cut off the town or set up a base are valid targets. We don't want to destroy the city, so we're going to try to minimize the damage, and we're going to abort if civilians are in harm's way. I'm going to show you our Kneeboard really quick in case you hadn't seen how we kind of take all the information from a briefing and put this into something we can use during a flight. So what we have up here is, this is my flight. I'm going to be flying solo because I want to be able to talk to you guys and not responsible for a wingman. But we do have a couple other flights here. This is our loadout that we're taking. I'm going to carry a couple of GBU-12s and some Mavericks for weapons. We've got our depart and return, and our divert is in here. We have the comm authority, so our agencies, but not the comm ladder. So we just have the stuff that's in here. And I have a note that OP Junkie is where Nomad is. If we come to this page, we do have our notes with the comm ladder in it. We have our rules of engagement abbreviated so they're easy to read while you're flying. And then we have the waypoints that are currently in the jet. So we've got our CP Molly for check-in, and then those waypoints you saw around the AO, which I should back up and show you that again really quick. And then we just have our comm card. So basic information is in there. We also have our Joker and Bingo fuel states that tell us when we need to leave and some different stuff like that. So let me back up because I forgot to talk about this really quick in the flight plan. If you look here, these different OPs, those are all part of the flight plan and the sequence for events. If there's any questions, please ask them in the YouTube chat. I'll try to answer them. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to my flight pit and I'm going to jump in while our first flight, Dragon 3, is going to get on deck of the carrier and launch and take off to go to CP Molly. So from now until about the next 3 or 4 minutes, I will be getting ready and I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I'm switched over to my pit here, and we're going to get into this jet and listen to our guys take off. Okay, Hornet, can you hear me? If you're talking, Hornet, I can't hear you.
Yes, I can hear you, Kelly.
Ah,
Just
okay.
your own chat for echo reasons.
I got it. Okay. So let me jump in here to our hot start jet. Ah, there we go. All right, let me get this all situated. All right, Hornet, what'd you think of the brief?
I thought it was excellent.
I put too much time into one of those little vehicles trying to get it to look better. The red one with the...
Which one, the DeLorean?
well, the red one with the rockets on it. I wanted that to... It had some issues, and so I just wanted it to look better. Alright, let me get situated here. I need to be in the jet so that I can...
I'll post the first question. How did you like the new flight model?
Man, that's a good question, isn't it? Hold on, let me see what my endurance is here. So I'm going to try to fly my endurance 0.64. Get that on there. I'd have to say I really liked the fact that it felt like the throttle responded better. I feel like overall it feels a bit better. I don't know that the way, like, it seems to want to kind of dive up sometimes, or like when you give throttle it's almost too sensitive, but I don't know if that's me or if that's the maybe the throttle I'm using needs to be changed because I have a curve in it. Overall, the short answer is I like it. It took me a little bit of time, and then I kind of screwed up the first time I landed. I actually bent the I bent the landing gear. I hit the deck way too hard. Anyhow, how do you like it, Hornet?
I hate it.
You hate it. Alright. Why do you hate it?
It messes with the ability for me to form fly.
What is it doing that's causing you problems?
There's a huge lag.
There's a huge
lag between pitch inputs. It's half a second, but it's enough to mess up me and my whole demo team.
Oh, for what you're flying. That makes sense. Well, unfortunately, I can't control this and that, so we'll have this view for a minute. Anyhow, I want to talk really quick about what we're going to see since we have a moment here. Oh, and while I'm doing that, I should bring up... I forgot to start YouTube on this pit so I can see questions in YouTube. Now I can see questions. Holy cow. 1 second. Now I can see questions. Holy cow. 1 second. Live chat. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about close air support. Again, I can't go through all of this, but I'm going to try to walk you through it. I'm going to do these things as I have a moment to. But routing and safety of flight, just like in the briefing, they are going to route him into an area and try to deconflict them. So if there's other flights, you know what I'll do? I came slightly prepared. I'm going to bring up the briefing over here and show the flight plan. So let me zoom in on this. Try to focus just on the flight plan here. So when they get to CP Molly, you could have other jets that are set to racetrack between Naomi and Elvia, and you're going to stay on this side of that line. And so what'll happen is if they're Naomi Elvia at 20 block 22, so they're taking 20,000, 21, and 22,000 feet. If they need to put more jets over there, they got to put you at 1,000 feet separation. So they might put you Naomi Elvia, 2-3 block 2-6. Be advised, you have another flight, and they'll give you the altitude. More than likely, they're going to not just vertically deconflict you, they're going to laterally deconflict you over here as well. So when I check in, or when these guys check in, they'll probably be told you're the only players in the stack. When I check in, the JTAC is going to tell me where the other aircraft are so that I'm aware of it. Now, since we have a moment here, I'm going to show you something inside the aircraft. So let's do this. We want a sequence, but I only want waypoints 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, because we have a bunch of extra waypoints in here. All right, so 1 through 5. So if you want to set up a custom sequence to give you an idea of how you can have airspace awareness, what you do is you go to your data page, you go to sequence UFC, except for I need to be on sequence 2 down here, so then go to sequence UFC. Then we're going to go to insert, and we're going to insert 1, enter, 2, enter. Oops, I got to hit insert again, I forgot. Insert 2, enter, insert 3, enter, insert 4, enter, insert 5, enter. And now what I have is a custom sequence. And when I box sequence, we're a little bit far away. But what you can see here is CP Molly, and here are the different IPs. So I can now know where I am because I know that CP Molly's to the west, but I could also make a third sequence or use the previous one, and we'll go back to sequence UFC, and let's say I had, let's insert 3, enter, and insert 4, enter, and then we're going to insert 5, 0, enter, insert 5, 1, enter, and this is just as an example here. What happens is now looks a little skewed because it's lined up. Trying to find the best distance to show this. But what'll happen is I know what side of the world I'm supposed to be on. If I'm told I'm supposed to be east and north, I'm going to be on this side of that line. Now again, I'm way over at CP Molly waiting to check in. But then if I have a target, for instance, and I enter it in under waypoint 50, that's why I added waypoints way ahead, what I would get is this line, and then I would get a target over here, just like this little dot is where CP Molly is. And so I would know where I need to stay, and I would know where my target is, meaning I can be aware of my airspace. And on the SA page, which there's no jets in the AO right now, but you can see we've got a couple of jets here probably getting ready to check in, which I have not heard them flying. Is that the F-18s? They might still be on deck. Let's see here. Oh, they're just getting ready to move. Anyhow, that's because we're at the 160 scale. If these jets were in the other side of the AO, which if this was like a 20-mile scale, it might look like this, they would be there and I can see them and myself. So I have airspace awareness of where I'm assigned to be, and I have airspace awareness of where the other flights are. Do you guys go over anything like this in Hornet School? Hornet?
We touch on sequencing, that's about it.
That's about it. Okay. Yeah, so this is just some tricks I have learned.
We do have a question in the YouTube chat.
Oh, go for it.
One of them is, are you able to zoom in a bit when you're demonstrating, like, button clicking?
Yeah, for sure. Is this better? In fact, what I can do...
Yes.
...is this. I appreciate that, Elton. So again, just to show these sequences, again, I would be on the other side of this line if I was established north and east. Again, these guys are on the carrier, but they could be over here if this was a 20-mile scale. And so the essay page just gives you really good situational awareness. We call airspace awareness a specific class we use. And also what I would do, let's say he gives me an attack heading from, let's just say 270. So I'd push my course line, push in 270, enter. And, oops, I had to have it waypoint designated first, my error. Oh, you know what we need to do? We'll just use one of the waypoints of the IP. So we'll put 270 off of that. I'm guessing... Oh, I have to redesignate it. What a silly boy. There we go. So what I have now is I have a heading on here of 270. And what that does for me is when I'm flying, again, let's just say I was over here, I know that if he gives me a final attack heading of 270 plus or minus 20, I can see exactly where I need to get to and fly this course line in to make sure I'm staying within the parameters of that attack. Now also, if I have another flight member over here, I can see that they're lined up and in the correct spot, and sometimes when I teach new people, they get a little overwhelmed, and you'll see them bust airspace and you can push them back. In addition, if we have some kind of coordinated strike, so he wants impacts 1 minute apart. If I see the other flight coming in with me or that we're both lined up, I can see our strike posture is set. I can have us turn in, and then whatever deconfliction we've chosen, maybe a 1 mile trail or whatever's going to give us the proper timing. So as a flight lead, I use the SA page all the time, especially in close air support. I use the course line for everything because it really helps me. And one other factor, I don't think you can see it on this page unless I just have a waypoint. No, I have to go to the HSI page. Hold on. So one thing that I use constantly is the course line distance. So right now I know I'm 3.8 miles and going away from this course line. If I had a timing need and I want to know, you know, at 300 knots you're doing 5 miles a minute. So if I was doing 300 knots ground speed, which I'm doing 400 here, I could roughly know how much time till I got to that point. Or if I want to line us up to a runway, I want to get us out here 8-10 miles and come in for a nice final. This distance to that course line I reference all the time for different things. So anyhow, I hope that's helpful. And let's see what's happening on the deck. Well, they've taken off already. Let me find them in the air. Oh, we found some of our Harriers.
While you're looking for that, Discreet from Discord said, a good planner will do that for your DTC to utilize if needed.
Oh god, if we had like a real DTC in the jet, yeah, that'd be awesome. He's talking about the sequences, I assume. Alright, so there's our flight lead. He has taken off. I might have missed their radio.
Strike 310, holding hands with 314. South of the boat, 13 miles, passing Angels 8, low state, 14.0 kilo.
Anybody here know what kilo means? I'll give you bonus points.
Dragon 3, strike, radar contact, proceed to Molly, Angels 25, report established, Angels 25.
310.
Alright, so he was just routed by our strike aircraft, or our strike off the carrier, which basically has 0 to 50 miles. And you're correct, Discreet, it does mean mission ready. So here's our 2 flights. They are coming over to CP Molly, which is over here somewhere. Oh, yeah, it's probably down here. I've been flying probably in the wrong direction, but I'm up high, so I should be out of the way. And so he was routed basically straight over here, Angels 2-5. I believe that deconflicts him from, yep, they're at 23,000 and 17,000. So he's put him above the other tankers to route him in to be in this particular area. And let me just check back to my jet to make sure we're not in some weird... Yeah, we're feet wet. Let's just turn a little bit more. Okay. And I want to talk a little bit about geography. We fly mainly with instruments and waypoints and stuff like that, but we do have this lake down here. It's a very good visible landmark, and if you kind of got stuck, if you can see this from CP Molly, and in and out of this area, I always look for different landmarks, just like where we have the JTAC here in Harah. If you want to make sure you're in the right spot, locating this hill and those power lines would be a couple of features you could see. Anyhow, FET or Hornet, am I doing a good job here? You guys understand what's happening?
Yes, sir.
Anybody from Discord got questions about the mission or what's going on or anything like that? No? Okay.
No questions yet. Kind of quiet.
That's okay. Then we're going to get back to...
Dragon 3 traffic, 1 o'clock, 15 miles. Westbound tanker at Angels 25. Port insight.
Dragon 3-1 visual.
Correction at Angels 23.
Dragon 3-1 has some visual.
All right, so obviously that's just an advisory call. While we're doing this, I am going to pull up what is about to happen with them. So they're going to do routing and safety of flight. They're going to check in at Molly, which is different than your CAS check-in. Basically, his first check-in is to let them know where they are and that they're about CP Molly, or at least referencing it. They could say they're 20 miles, 270 CP Molly, Angels 25. The strike controller is going to push them to Nomad 28, probably when their feet dry. We'll see. And once he gets routing and safety of flight, so he tells them where in the AO he wants to go within some points like we've seen, then he's going to ask for a CAS check-in. This is my CAS check-in. I take this Kneeboard every single time, and we're doing what's called Popka here. And it's mission number and type of aircraft, your current position altitude, your ordnance, your playtime, so how much time you can be in the station, your capabilities, which we're all carrying at FLIR. I have a VDL, which means that I actually need to stream that while I'm thinking about it here at Discord. The JTAC can look at that and see my targeting pod. And so I'll be using this information here. I pre-wrote this down for this mission. And this way the JTAC knows who I am, what I'm carrying, what my capabilities are, and what tools he has to implement for that ground force commander. Up next, they can get a game plan, which, again, we covered this more in the live stream. There's a couple different types of attack. I'm going to stick to, I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting type 2 attacks mostly today. That's a single attack. The controller is not required to see the target or the aircraft. It means that there's a lot of confidence in the information that's being passed back and forth and the understanding for each other.
Strike Dragon 3, established. Angels 25.
Okay, so he's just telling him that he's achieved the
Dragon
altitude.
3
he wanted.
copy, report feet dry.
And he's telling him to report feet dry so that he knows when to push him off to the next person here. All right, so Type 2 is a little less restrictive control. You're still going to do the full parts of the 9 line, but it doesn't have to be where the JTAC can see the aircraft and the target and line them up. There's some degree of confidence based on the communication, the sensors, and the information. So you'll probably hear something like Type 2 bomb on target, meaning that we must conduct Step 8 correlation, which we'll get to. But he's telling the information for the pilot to look and get his sensors on the ground, and then they're going to discuss what they see and make sure it lines up. So bomb on target requires a bit more teamwork, which I do enjoy. So in the CAS brief, you're just going to get the following information. They may tell you ordnance or intervals. So ordnance could request a GBU 12. Interval, he wants, 1 minute interval or simultaneous impacts, something like that. So he's just laying out the general things he wants. Then it's going to get into the full 9 line, which the first 3 pieces of information is the IP. So if we had our briefing back up here, let me pull this up 1 second. Where did it go? Maybe I closed it. Hold on.
Well, your search and discrete has a question. He said,
oh, here we go.
Is that like an alpha check with the AIC?
An alpha check with the AIC. Well, so an alpha check, you're just making sure your bullseye lines up, if I'm not mistaken. Making me think of something totally different here for a second. So when you're saying an alpha check, what do you mean the alpha check? The correlation phase? I guess if you're referring to that as correlating where you are, yes. But in this case, we're correlating a target. An alpha check, I believe, is only where you are, making sure bowls is the same. But I guess you could do it to another location. Anyhow, so let's say you're at Naomi. For the 9 line, he could tell you IP Naomi, heading 180, so just south, and the distance to the target, 10 miles, right? Or 10.2 miles, something like that. So he's telling you where you're going to be attacking from this spot. You're going to be going south, and it's 10 miles from that spot. Now, this was far more important when we didn't have targeting pods and essay pages and things like that, and you had to fly with map and distance and stuff like that. Distance. I'm sorry. Moving on to 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to start with target elevation, given to you in feet. They're going to give you a target description. So we were expecting technicals and packs. So he could say 2 technicals and packs. Target location. Going to always give it to us in grid. That's their preferred format. So that could be like a 37 Sierra, Bravo Sierra, 301205. So a 6-digit grid. With that information, you can enter that into the targeting pod and it'll slew there. 7 mark for terminal guidance. I doubt we're going to do any laser handoffs today, but he could mark that with smoke or have you reference a building or all kinds of different things to mark that. He could laser an area and you laser search track find it. There's a lot of things that could happen in that area. Location of friendlies. So if your target's down here, he might tell you friendlies are, 2 kilometers, 260 or northeast or something like that. And then egress, very important. Again, we're going to be attacking up here in this little...
Strike, Dragon 3 flight, you try.
In this little made-up scenario. He wants you to come down.
Dragon 3, switch Nomad button 8.
Dragon 3, see it.
All right, so now he's contacting the JTAC. Anyhow, egress, you're coming down to strike from the north to the south. He might have you egress west because there's aircraft over to the east side over here. So anyhow, it's a very down and dirty kind of breakthrough, but I just want to make sure people kind of get a sense of what we're doing and what's happening. I'm guessing at any point now he's going to check in with that JTAC. So I hope this is helping a little bit. I just want to paint a picture of all the things that are happening here. And let me check the status of my jet. Bad pilot. Alright, we still got fuel. We're at the airspace we're supposed to be. Alright, we're good to go. So now that they are feet dry, they are pushing to Molly. So if we take a look here, Molly is just up in this area somewhere from that lake. He doesn't have to be there, but they will call in reference to that point. Give me 1 second. I gotta turn on the fan. I'm burning up. Okay, I'm back. Did they check in with the JTAC yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Perfect. Whew. This GPU I have is the Mordor edition, and it just burns my room up. I have to turn a fan to vent the heat out. All right. Any last minute questions before we get going? Because we're probably going to enter a phase where it's going to be more difficult for me to answer, and I'll just be trying to explain more. Oh, you know what we didn't do? Crap.
I think we're all just watching right now.
I didn't go to the right channel. Huh! That's on me. They probably got checked in. Looks like they're flying into the AO. I'll interrupt him for a second.
A point, I'm going to be dropping down past a mile in about 2 seconds.
Visual.
3 from 1. Sorry to interrupt. I think I missed check-in. Did you guys check in already?
Not yet. I'm about to do my check-in. I just wanted to get to my altitude block before I started talking and losing concentration.
Okay. Did they route and safety you yet?
Yep, I'm on my way to Naomi.
Copy, Naomi. Thank you. I'm not going to be here anymore.
Nomad 28, this is Dragon 3-1, ready for fighter check-in.
Alright.
Dragon 3 flight is mission number Bravo Golf 8008, flight of 2 FA-18C Hornets, and 20 miles west of Naomi. Coordinates to follow, both aircraft 2 by GBU-12, 2 by NAV Echo. Laser codes are 1731 and 1732 respectively. Playtime is 0 plus 445. We are at clear capable, requesting abort in the clear.
Roger 3-1, copy check-in, abort in the clear is established. Call and ready to copy, situation update 09 Alpha.
Oh boy.
Dragon 3-1, send it.
09 Alpha is as follows. Man pads and small arms going to be your threats today. Personnel, vehicles, and blockades in vicinity of Sissy Town are targets. Friendly JTAC is located at OP Junkie, advise if unfamiliar. Control is going to be with Nomad 28, rover capable. Ground commander's attempt it is to neutralize the blockades and hostile personnel within Sissy Town. Hot copy 09 Alpha.
Dragon 3-1, copies all.
Alright.
Your copy 3-1. Advise mode established and call ready gameplay 9line28 Alpha.
We're moving right into it.
Dragon 3-1.
So they got a situation update to let them know what's happening on the ground. Again, the person on the ground, the JTAC, has an orientation. He's letting them know what's happening, and that's every time you check in, you're going to get that safety briefing. And he's jumping them right to a 9-line. So we're going to get the game plan, which he asked for first, which is this information that we kind of went over very briefly. Again, I'm guessing it's going to be a Type 2 bomb on target and probably some kind of interval. The reason you do the interval is if you can get one 9-line off and they have multiple targets at that location, you can have both jets kind of come in at the same time. So I'm going to zoom in on this. Again, this is that OP and this is all Harah. And let me bring this back up. So for those who are watching, I'm curious if you're enjoying this so far, if it's overwhelming, or if this is something you might see yourself wanting to try to do at some point.
Nomad 2-8, Dragon 3-1, established Naomi.
Copy, Ron.
So again, the brief, Naomi was up here. So they're up in this area.
Nomad 2-8, Dragon 3-1 is ready for 9-line.
Copy 3-1. 2-8 Alpha is going to be a Type 2 bomb on target. 2 target 9-line to follow. Lines 1 through 3 from your hold. Elevation 2714 feet. 1 by bus, 2 by vehicles, and 1 Vic with additional patrols. Grid 37 Sierra, Bravo Sierra, 2009 6250. No mark. Friendlies west 979 meters. Egress at Pop's discretion. Hold your rebacks. Call ready. Dippy 2.
So he's giving them 2 9-lines at once, one for each jet probably.
It's Dragon 3-2, send it.
Dippy 2 is elevation 2646 feet. Grid Bravo Sierra 2091 6230. Friendlies west 1744 meters. Go with 3 backs for Dippy 1.
Dragon 3-1 reads back 2714 feet. Bravo Sierra 2009 6250.
Good readbacks, Dippy 1. Go Dippy 2.
Dragon 3-2, readbacks 2646 feet. Bravo Sierra 2091 6230.
Good cover readbacks, Dippy 2. 3-1. Call ready. Marks and restrictions.
Ready marks and restrictions.
2 stations at once. Dragon 3-1. Call ready. Marks and restrictions.
Dragon 3-1 ready for remarks and restrictions.
3-1, I'm requesting north to south for both strikes. Additionally, I'm requesting 1 by GBU-12 on both targets. Go with 3 back.
Dragon 3-1 attacks from north to south, 1 by GBU-12.
Confirm 1 by GBU-12 per target.
Okay, so there's multiple targets that you want me to strike and multiple attacks here?
Roger, there's 2 Dimpies in this 9-line looking to put 1 by GBU-12 on both of them.
1 per aircraft, confirm?
Yeah, that works for y'all.
So while I'll jam in more communication here. Close air support is very comms heavy, And what the pilot is confirming is that there's 2 distant DIMPs, 2 different desired
Nomad
impact.
28, Dragon 3-1. Just to clarify, Dragon 3-1 will drop 1 GB12 on my DIMPy. Dragon 3-2 will drop 1 on his. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the way you guys want to break it up. I'm okay with that.
I mean, we'll do it however you want. I just wanted some clarification.
Works for me. We'll do a flight clearance so you guys can set it up.
So like I was talking about earlier, when he said giving you a flight clearance, that means that one aircraft is going to call in.
I've got good copy readbacks. Let's go ahead with correlation for DIMPy 1. Call ready correlation. What's your line 6s, or what's your positive salute to line 6?
So correlation. So we went through CAS brief, remarks and restrictions. They did readbacks. Now they're doing correlation. This is where we talked about before. On a bomb on target, you must have correlation. So they must conduct line 8. And this is where they're going to look in their targeting pod. And when I'm doing this, I'll make sure that I show you guys exactly what I'm doing with that. Just try to catch up a little bit. They were reading back lines 4 and 6 plus remarks and restrictions. You don't have to read back the entire 9 line. So if you think about it, elevation and grid gives you a 3-digit point or 3 reference points, so you know the exact location. If everything went terribly wrong, this is at least the information that should be in your system and where you're targeting. So they're reading back the most critical information. But you do write down, then I'll be able to show you.
Nomad 28, Dragon 3-1, sensor contact, ready for correlation.
Roger 3-1, at DIMPy 1, you will come into contact with a T intersection stemming off to the north. Call contact.
Dragon 3-1 contact.
In that T intersection, you will come into contact with 1 by bus and 2 by technical vehicles. Look to have mounted machine guns on the back. Call contact.
Dragon 3-1 contact.
Confirm orientation of the bus.
Bus is sitting at diagonal across the road. It's kind of hard to tell if it's orientation, but it's basically east-west.
Roger, that bus and 2 vehicles are going to be your target for this DIMPy.
So you could hear there.
Dragon 3-1 understood. Just to let you know the plan now. I understand the plan a bit better. We will attack DIMPy 1 together as a flight. 1 bomb each aircraft. Then we will re-attack on DIMPy 2 again together as a flight. 1 bomb each aircraft. How copy?
You want to go 2 bombs, 1 target? Is that what you think is good for this? Or do you want to go 1 bomb per target, 1 bomb per aircraft on each target?
Dragon 3-1, yeah, let's do it your way, the latter way. So I'll drop 2 bombs on the first DIMPy, and Dragon 3-2 will drop 2 bombs on the second DIMPy.
Can we restrict it to 1 bomb for conservation, or do you think we need 2 bombs for this target per target?
DIMPy 1 will probably be taken out, definitely the bus and 1 Vic in 1 attack. Possible to take out the second Vic as well.
Roger, ground commanders. That's satisfactory for the ground commander, so I'm going to leave it 1 bomb per target, shooter each target.
Dragon 3-1. Dragon 3-1
for capture. (3-1) from Nomad 28, confirm capture.
Nomad 28, say again your last.
Confirm capture of target.
Dragon 3-1, capture.
You want me to correlate with 3-2 directly?
Yes, please.
Roger. Dragon 3-2 from Nomad 28, salute your pod to line 6 of DIMPy 2, call ready correlation.
Dragon 3-2, standby.
Roger.
Hornet, what do you think of this level of comms flow going on? Oh, maybe he can't hear me. Anyhow, it gets really busy in the AO. They're obviously working 2 targets at once. He wants to get a lot done. They did mention something called shooter-shooter. That's a fighter-to-fighter brief.
Dragon 3-2, contact your grid.
Roger 3-2, confirm that grid is a 4-way intersection.
Dragon 3-2, confirm grid is a 4-way intersection. 3 hardball, 1 softball, softball oriented approximately northeast.
Roger, on the northeast side of that 4-way intersection, looks to be 1 by technical vehicle and 2 by dismounted packs. Call contact.
Dragon 3-2, contact.
Roger, confirm the orientation of that technical vehicle.
Technical vehicle is facing northeast, parallel to the softball road.
Roger, that technical vehicle is going to be your primary target for this strike. I need you to confirm if there's anything closer to the building on the west side of him. It's currently masked my position.
Dragon 3-2, capture technical vehicle, negative on additional units closer to the building to the east.
Roger. Dragon 3-1 from Nomad 2.
Dragon 3-1.
3-1, strike is approved. Push when ready. Expect flight clearance. Call back in with direction.
Dragon 3-1, IP inbound.
Continue.
Alright, now we can actually get on here and see some bombs get put on the target. There's a lot of communication, there's a lot of things going on there. JTAC's trying to get the job done with getting two desired impact points done. They talked about fighter-to-fighter briefing, and they talked about softball and hardball roads. So a softball road is a dirt road, and a hardball road is a paved road. And now he actually is going to be able to do his attack. And he's coming in from the north. You'll notice they stayed up north on there, using some of the same airspace awareness techniques that we had talked about.
Dragon 3-1 in 160.
Dragon 3 flight, cleared hot.
Alright, so he cleared them as a flight, meaning both jets can attack on their target points. And I'm guessing, yeah, he's going to be releasing very quickly here. Try to catch his bomb, watch it on the way down for some good visuals. So after these attacks are done, I am going to jump into a jet and we'll do some close air support from my perspective. Might have been farther north than I was thinking.
Dragon 3-2 in 160.
Oh, there we go.
Dragon 3-1 paveway off west.
Dragon 3-2 cleared hot.
So all final clearance comes from the JTAC, and he let him know which way he was egressing, even though there wasn't. All egress directions were approved. So they had the bus they said was east to west. You can see that orientation there. And oops, looks like the other vehicle is trying to get out of there, which is smart. Let's see if we can catch the other jet.
3-1 from Nomad, good effects.
Alright, now we have Rudy.
Dragon 3-2, paveway off west.
So I'm guessing interflight, they must have discussed going off different directions. Right? Or they both go off west? Now I'm losing my mind. So you can see the other target there off to the right. And he had a second location from the north, so that makes sense. And we have our first two impacts. And let's see, they did both egress west. Okay, I didn't totally lose my mind.
Dragon 3-2, Nomad 2-8, good effects. Proceed back to IP, call back when established.
So now we're going to rinse and repeat. I'll let them do this next one and then we'll hop in.
Dragon 3-1 from Nomad 2-8.
Dragon 3-1, send it.
Dragon 3 has identified a supply depot, it looks like. Call ready game plan 9 line 2-8 Bravo.
Dragon 3-1 ready, 9 line 28 Bravo.
9 line 2-8 Bravo is going to be a type 2 bomb on target. 2 target, 9 line to follow. Lines 1 through 3 from your hold. Elevation 2690 feet. You have personnel fix and ammo depot, as well as truck mounted MLRS systems. Grid 37 Sierra, Bravo Sierra 2085 6195. No mark. Friendlies west 1190 meters. Egress at pilot's discretion. Call ready Dimpy 2.
Dragon 3-1, send Dimpy 2.
Dimpy 2, elevation 2711 feet. Bravo Sierra 2078 6180. Friendlies west 1657 meters. Go with feedback for Dimpy 1.
Dragon 3-1, briefs back 2690 feet. Bravo Sierra 2085 6195.
Good copy, Dimpy 1. Go with feedback for Dimpy 2.
Dragon 3-1, Dimpy 2 2711 feet. Bravo Sierra 2078 6180.
Good copy, feedback to Dimpy 2. Call ready remarks for restrictions.
Dragon 3-1, send it.
Requesting north to south final attack heading. Ground credits looking for near simultaneous impacts. Requesting 1 by GBU-12 per target. Go 3 by...
Dragon 3-1 to south attack. Simultaneous attack. 1 GBU-12 per aircraft.
Good copy, rebacks. Go ahead, sleep pod to the line 6 on Dimpy 1. You will come into contact with what looks to be 3 by vehicles, a herd of personnel, and an ammo depot. Call contact when they're...
Dragon 3-1, stand by.
Testing 1 2.
Oh, I realized you guys could not hear me on the stream for just a second. My error. I'll repeat what I thought I just said because I accidentally muted myself. We have 2 jets, 2 targets, simultaneous impacts, and the way they're going to achieve that is by flying in
Nomad
formation.
2-8, Dragon 3-1, ready for correlation on Dimpy 1.
Not parade, but close formation tactically.
3-1 from 2-8. At line 6, you should have come into contact with looks to be a group of vehicles, personnel, and ammo boxes with barrels.
Dragon 3-1, contact.
Confirm that group is located north of what looks to be a large field.
Dragon 3-1, yep, that's what I'm seeing.
That group of vehicles and ammo boxes are your target, right? Ground command wants to ensure that the ammo crates are not able to be moved, so prioritize aiming at that.
Dragon 3-1, capture.
Copy 3-1. Call when ready, correlation to MP2.
Dragon 3-2 is ready, correlation to 2.
3-2 at line 6, you will come into contact. It looks to be 2 bi-technical vehicles mounted with tubes on the back. Looks to be an MLRS system. Call contact.
Dragon 3-2, contact.
Confirm the orientation of those vehicles.
Dragon 3-2, stand by 10 seconds. Dragon 3-2, orientation of the vehicles is approximately northwest.
Confirm for me to the west. Looks to be a predominantly north to south running road.
Dragon 3-2, affirm.
Roger 3-2, those 2 vehicles are your target.
Dragon 3-2, capture.
3-1, you good with weaponry for this?
Dragon 3-1, say again, please.
You able to attain near simultaneous impacts?
Copy, affirmative. Just need a couple minutes to get set up in formation here.
Roger 3-1. Strike is approved, push and ready, call back in with direction. Expect flight clearance.
Dragon 3-1.
All right, Hornet, while we have a second here, I would think for people who aren't used to it.
I mean, I think people are just kind of listening in awe.
You think so?
Listening in awe right now. It's something that we can talk about at the debrief.
Sure. It's just, I know it's a lot, and a lot of people that come fly with us when they're doing this, it's one of the hard things to get. And I know for me, it was kind of difficult. So right now, these guys are going to do a join up. Dash 2 is probably going to come in 500 feet underneath. They're probably talking about how they're going to rejoin and get in formation. Again, tactical, not parade. Probably, 1,000 feet from him. The difference in impact from, some distance off is, it's going to be negligible seconds. So to do a simul impact,
What is really neat? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for
There's
it.
a big delay.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So what's interesting is we kind of touch on like heavy comms when we start doing our carrier ops. So they get a touch of like how comm heavy, combat and DCS can be. So it's neat to see it applied in a different format and a different purpose.
Yeah, so any comms you do gets you used to it, and just hearing there's kind of a language and, a style and a format, I guess. I know for me, this was one of the hard things in the beginning. It was just like, my God, I'm trying to fly the jet, and now I'm trying to process all this other information at the same time. It can really, good, clean comms can make everything happen nicely. Difficult or muddied comms can really slow things down. All right, looks like they are rejoining. Let's find them in the sky. Wish I had one button I could just click to get on them. All right, so that's Rudy. He is the wingman. And it looks like flight lead is joining on him. So as you can see, he's coming in from under. Now what he might be doing is telling Rudy to turn in, and the flight lead might be taking the extra workload, meaning he's going to do the wing flying and the harder part. Which if Clancy's doing that as a flight lead, that takes a little bit off your wingman. And I've always believed it's flight lead's responsibility to make your wingman's job easy. So he's keeping his distance. They may have agreed to a slight altitude variation. Nope.
Dragon 3 flight in 170, 20 miles out.
So that's what he's doing. That's very slick. So
Dragon
he's taking
flight cleared hot.
He's taken the comms, and he's taken the workload of having to fly wing. Oh, nope, he did not. They're just getting adjusted. But either way, they are lined up, they are separated enough, and they're going to have simultaneous releases. So we'll have to pick one bomb here, not both. Oh, from the F10 menu you can select them? That's a good point. Oh, I'm sorry, Klaus. I'm not squawking as I should. I just jumped in my jet. That's a good point. I didn't realize that. That'll make the stream a little better. So they're getting a little more separated here. Their targets might be on slightly opposite sides, but either way. I don't know. Maybe he is taking wing. Maybe he just got a little bit fast. Probably should be a little closer. Klaus is yelling at me. He's our controller. When I jumped in the hot start jet, I didn't squawk the right information. I left it out of the brief just because I didn't want to add one more silly thing, but in lot ATC, which they see us like radar, we can squawk and they can see us. Helps identify who we are. Alright, they're getting lined up. They should be calling... Well, they should be releasing any second. Maybe he was getting some jet wash and he wanted to separate vertically. Have to ask him in the debrief. But either way, the distance you see here in fall time and kinetic energy, it's not going to be very different. There's JTAC Hill up to our right there. Let's see who drops a weapon first. Oh, there we go.
Dragon 3-2 paveway off west.
So does this impact?
Dragon 3-1 paveway off east.
So they split east and west that time because they were coming in together. That's pretty smart. So they would have briefed that in a fighter-to-fighter brief. Something we do. Actually comes from the Air Force, I believe. So there's our first impact. And second impact. Very, very close together.
Dragon 3 flight. Good effects, good effects. Both targets have been neutralized. Proceed back to IP. Call back when established.
Alright.
Dragon 3-1.
Here's what's going to happen now. I am going to use a piddle pack. I'm going to jump into my jet. I'll leave you with them chatting. Then I'm going to check in, and we're going to do this from within my jet. And I'll slow it down and try to walk you through all the little things. I hope seeing this initially was kind of the plan helps a little bit. So give me just a couple minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. We're going to hop in a new jet for fuel purposes. And don't worry, Klaus, if you're listening, I'll squawk my 4300 as I'm supposed to. 4 just means we're case 1 and 300 is my modex. So let me get established here. Get down to my FPAS speed of 0.62. Oof, that sun is hard to see. Okay, altitude alt. Get turned to the right frequency. Data link on. I'm so used to doing hot starts, I don't always remember what I'm supposed to do here, just so I don't forget later. Enter. IFF. Enter. Alright. Strike Dragon 1-1.
Dragon 1-1, go for strike.
Strike is feet dry, CP Molly. Squawking 4300.
Dragon 1, copy, update state.
14-5.
Dragon 1, copy, say intentions.
I'll be checking in at CP Molly for Nomad 28.
Dragon 1, copy, contact Nomad on button 8, see ya.
See ya. And we're going to listen for quiet, and then we'll check in.
Nomad 28 Dragon 3 flight is bingo fuel requesting routing out of the AO.
Copy 3. 3 missions successful. Egress to the west. Maintain current blocks altitude. Contact strike on the way out. Let me know you're out of the airspace. See it.
Dragon 3-1.
Nomad 28, Dragon 1-1.
Dragon 1-1. Nomad 28. Send it.
Currently CP Molly, Angels 2-4, State 14.3.
Dragon 1, Nomad 2-8. I need you to maintain your current position. Elevator down to 10, block 12. And then proceed to IP Willow. You have Dragon 3, currently IP Naomi, 13, block 15, egress and to the west. Send fighter check-in when able.
Copy, pushing Willow 10, block 12, standby.
Confirm you copy, maintain current position, elevator down to 10, block 12.
Copy, will maintain position, elevatoring down to 10, block 12. Nomad 28, Dragon 1-1, I have fighter check-in when ready. Mission number Golf Delta 1945, Singleton FA-18, Ordnance 2 by GBU 12, 2 by AGM 65 Echo, 578 rounds 20 Mike, laser code 1711, playtime 0+45, capabilities at FLIR and VDO, requesting abort in the clear.
Roger, abort in the clear is approved. Call ready game plan, or correction. Call ready situation update 09 Bravo.
Send 09 Bravo.
You have man-pads and small arms within Sissy Town. We're looking to neutralize personnel, vehicles, and blockade. Friendly JTACs currently located at OP Junkie. Advise if unfamiliar with location. Controls with Nomad 2-8. I'm rover capable. Our ground commanders intend to neutralize the blockades and hostile personnel. Additional, there's reports of a enemy buildup south of Sissy Town. We're gonna start working your sensors on an area once you establish. 09 Bravo.
I copy, and I'm tracking and have on board OP Junkie. If there are man pads requesting a higher block, if able.
We'll get you up to a higher block once you're at Willow.
Copy. Standing by Molly. And confirming you said I have 09 Bravo. I copy all.
Copy. Advise when established at Willow. We'll adjust your blocks there.
Copy. Moving to Willow.
Nomad 2-8, Dragon 3 flight is clear to the west.
See ya.
See ya.
Alright, I'm gonna take a
Dragon
moment.
1 from Nomad 2-8. Advise when ready. Copy 2-8. Game plan 9 line 2-8 Charlie.
Stand by 1.
Dragon 1 from Nomad 2-8.
Send it.
What's your best endurance altitude?
Current best endurance altitude is Angels 2-6.
Roger, you want 20 to 20 block 26?
Affirm.
Roger, you're approved at Willow. Elevator up to 20 block 26.
Copy. Elevatoring up. Yes, Elton. Blocks is just 10 block 12 is 10,000 through 12,000 feet. Yep, that's correct, RB. Anyhow, these are the IPs. This is Willow. I'm just climbing back up to get back up to elevation here. I wish I never had to descend, but that's okay. Nomad 2-8, Dragon 1-1.
No.
Confirming, you had a game plan?
Roger, 2-8 Charlie, advise break up.
Send 2-8 Charlie.
Gameplay 9 line 2-8 Charlie is to be a type 2 bomb on target. Lines 1 through 3 from your hold. Elevation 2, 7, 4, 8 feet. 1 by technical vehicle and 5 by dismounted packs. Grid 37 Sierra, Bravo Sierra, 2, 1, 4, 0. 6, 1, 2, 4. No mark. Friendlies west. 2414 meters, egress south. Call where you mark some restrictions.
Send them.
Requesting 1 by AGM 65. Looking to sort the technical vehicle as primary target. Anything secondary is authorized. Looking for west to east. Go 3 back.
Copy, standby. Alright, you can see my chicken scratch here. This is 28 Charlie. It's a Type 2 bomb on target. 123's from my overhead. I'm going to read back the elevation and location. And there's no mark. These are the friendlies are west. About 2,400 meters. We're going to egress south. 65 Echo. I was writing pretty quick. But wanted to show this to you. This is what I wrote down. So we'll go ahead and do readbacks. Nomad 28, Dragon 11.
Send it.
I read back elevation 2748 feet, location 37 Sierra, Bravo Sierra, 21406124. All attacks from west to east, requesting 65 Echo on technical.
To copy readbacks, go ahead and sleep by to line 6. You will come into contact with that technical vehicle. It's going to be just off the road to the east, or just off its intersection to the east on a soft or a dirt ball road. Call contact when you're there.
Copy. Alright, so super quick, I actually have to enter in a 10-digit grid because the Hornet doesn't take 8. So we'll enter a 0 after this, and then we'll enter the 6124.
Correction, it will be southeast of the intersection on the dirt ball.
Copy, southeast. Alright, we've got the grid entered. Let's slew. We're probably, if we straighten out, we might be able to see it. So let's go here. Designate. Why isn't it working? That's weird. Oh, I'm not in air-to-ground mode. All the things I haven't done that I would normally do. I did not fence in. Getting a little out of sync here in my normal flow, but it's okay. We'll get caught up. He wants this. We need enter the code. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Why is it not? Oh boy. Why is it not letting me enter? Oh, the information didn't take. Damn it. Hold on. Zero. 21400. 240. Enter elevation. 748. Enter. All right, now. Woof. Nothing like working out problems while you're flying. Okay. And we're masked, so let's turn. SAP
Dragon 1-1, Nomad 2-8, handshake.
Copy handshake, and I have contact. Nomad 2-8, Dragon 1-1. I've got contact on a T intersection. The top of the T is a hardball road. The long stem of the T is a softball road that's pushing out south and east. I can't tell which way the technical is facing. Stand by. The technical is facing southeast, and I got packs on both sides of that vehicle off the road.
Rider Dragon, that technical vehicle in the middle of those packs is going to be your target.
Copy. Capture.
Dragon 1-1 from Nomad 2-8, strike is approved, push when ready, call back in with direction.
Copy. You can see that I've entered the course line. I need to fly off to my left over here. I'm going to get up some speed, maintain my altitude, and then we will be able to get on target. I want to be probably at least a good 8-10 miles, but I'm already 15, so I'm going to have plenty of time to turn in. Looks like with all that stuff in the jet, I got a little bit, probably farther than I should be from Willow, but we'll be all right. There's no other jets here yet. Alright, just checking my laser and my codes. It's amazing how easily you can get behind a jet when you're not doing things the way you would normally do them. So one thing you could do is I could look here and see in my HMD that I'm at 18100. If I'm coming in from west to east, I technically have 90 degrees, but I want to come in pretty close to this course line in this one, just as a demonstration. That's a good speed to hold. I swear the barometric altitude hold on this is a lot more jerky than it used to be. I mean, it was still jerky, but not this bad. Alright, looks like we're going to be turning in pretty straightforward here. Have a good 10-mile run-in. Let's get our weapon set up. Oh, I'm on the wrong weapon. Haha. Enter. See that? I didn't do anything and it did that to me. Maverick display. Nomad 28, Junkie 11 in 100.
Junkie 1-1, cleared hot.
Dragon 1-1, one away, off south. Alright, so I want to turn off south not to overfly the target. but I'm looking down here for mask warning to make sure I don't overfly it. I can also see on the SA page, oh, and we've already hit. Nomad 28, Dragon 11, I'm showing good effects.
Copy, Dragon 1, proceed back to IP, call back when established.
Copy.
Dragon 11 from Nomad 28, additionally call ready game plan 9928 Delta.
Send 28 Delta.
28 Delta to be attack 2, bomb on target, lines 1 through 3 from your hold. Elevation 2833 feet. 3 by VIX and 2 by dismounted packs. Grid 37 Sierra, Bravo Sierra, 1991 6185. No mark. Friendlies northwest 807 meters. Egress south. Call ready and marks restrictions.
Send them.
Requesting 1 by GBU 12. Final attack heading is going to be 070 clockwise 110. Go with rebacks.
Copy, standby. Alright, once again, we have my chicken scratch. He was talking kind of fast. We have 28 Delta, Type 2 bomb on target. Our elevation, 2 VIX, 2 packs. We got our grid, no mark. Friendlies are 807 meters northwest. We're going to egress south. He wants a GBU 12 and 070 to 01 or to 110. I'll probably set my course line to 090. So we'll go ahead with Rebex. Alright, I was going to try to show that while I did it, but I don't think I can do that. Nomad 28, Dragon 11, ready for rebucks.
Sound it.
Dragon 1 run reads back, elevation 2833 feet, location 37 Sierra, Bravo Sierra, 1991 6815, requesting GBU 12, all attacks from 070 clockwise 110.
Correction, line 6, 37 Sierra, Bravo Sierra, 1991 6185. That's it.
Copy 1991 6185. That's as I had it written. I read back an error.
Okay, copy, read back. Go ahead and see upon the line 6. You will come into contact with a T intersection that steps left to the east. In that T intersection, there will be 2 technical vehicles with 1 adjacent to the south. Call contact when you're there.
Copy, standby. Alright, so we're going to get this grid entered. 19910. 1850. Enter elevation 2833 feet. Alright, so if we look down, we can see that my Targeting point is over here. We're a little bit masked. We should be able to see it in just a second. And there we go. All right. Got a little farther away from the target area.
Nomad 28, this is Dragon 2 flight.
Dragon 1, Nomad 28, hold your correlation. Dragon 2 from Nomad 28, send position altitude.
This is Dragon 2 flight, 2 F-18s, currently holding CP Molly, Angels 25.
Dragon 2 from Nomad 28, good copy. I need you to maintain your position, elevator down to 16, block 18. From there, you're going to proceed to IP Naomi. You have Dragon 11, 1 by F-18, currently 20, block 26 at IP Willow. Hold your fighter check-in. I call back when established.
Dragon 2 flight.
Nomad 28, Dragon 11, contact.
Roger, you able to zoom in?
At max zoom, I can get closer.
Roger, in the middle of that C intersection, you see those two technical vehicles?
Affirm, they look like they are facing west.
Roger, that's going to be your primary target. Ground Command wants to neutralize those two vehicles blocking the T intersection. If you can get at least a mobility kill by offsetting that bomb a little bit towards that technical vehicle that's offset to the south some, he'll be happy with that, but primary objective is to get rid of those two vehicles blocking the T.
Copy, we'll try.
Confirm capture.
Dragon 11 capture.
Dragon 11 from Nomad teammate. Strike is approved. Push when ready. Call back in with heading. Expect clearance on funnel.
Dragon 11. Ten, 12 miles gives us plenty of time to turn in and gives him time to give us clearance. We want to give that extra time. I'm going to speed up the jet here. To answer your question about the mod, it is a grayscale mod I'm using. I just like the way it looks a lot better.
Dragon 2 from Nomad 28, continue to hold comms, strike and progress.
Nomad 28, Dragon 11 in 095.
Dragon 11 cleared hot. Dragon 2 from Nomad 28 status.
Dragon 2 flight, we're established 16, block 18, just passing, we're coming up on Willow, heading towards Naomi.
Roger, you're approved direct Naomi.
Copy, direct on Naomi.
Dragon 11, one away, off south.
Copy 1. Dragon 2, send fighter check away.
Nomad 28, this is Dragon 2 flight, mission Sierra Tango 8472, 2 times FA-18, current position, heading towards Naomi, block 1618.
Ordnance to follow. Dash 1, 3 by GBU 12, coded 1721. Dash 2, 2 by GBU 12, 1 by AGN 65 Echo, coded 1722. Time on station 0+45. ET clear capable. Request port to clear.
We copy. Abort and clear is approved. Call ready. Situation update 09 Bravo.
Send 09 Bravo.
09 Bravo is as false. We have manpads and small arms within City Town. We're looking to neutralize personnel, hostile personnel, and VIX inside of blockades. Friendly JTACs located at OP Junkie, advised if unfamiliar. Controllers with Nomad 2-8, rover capable. Ground command intends to neutralize the blockades and hostile personnel. Additional reports of build up south of the town. Gonna start working attention to that area. That's become the priority target. How copied 09 Bravo.
Dragon 2 flight, copy 09 Bravo.
Dragon 1-1 Nomad 2-8 status.
1-1, good effects on 2, some damage done to the 3rd, but I did see it move after, and I'm almost back established. Willow Angels 2-5.
Roger, Greg is going to lead that thing to the army. We're going to start working our sensors somewhere else.
Copy, you have a sensor tasking?
Firm, call ready grid.
Send it.
Grid is going to be 37 Sierra, Bravo Sierra, 215-593. I'm looking at what appears to be a buildup of enemy forces looking to convoy into the city. Unable to identify anything in that area. I need you to work your sensors down there and report back what you see.
I copy 37 Sierra, Bravo Sierra, 215-593. Can you send elevation?
It's going to be elevation 2527 feet.
Copy 2527, investigating.
Dragon 2 from Nomad 2, correction. Dragon 2 from Nomad 2-8, standby for 9 line, working sensor in that area. It's going to be a combined attack.
Dragon 2.
Just checking to make sure my grid is right. 2527, Bravo Sierra 215-593. Yep, the 2 zeros.
Dragon 2, call ready, sensor task.
Yes, that's what it means.
This is Dragon 2. We are 2 minutes from Naomi.
Roger.
Nomad 28, or Dragon 11.
1-1, go ahead.
I've got a large force down here, mixture of what appears to be possible technicals and civilian vehicles. I would estimate there's about 14 vehicles down there and several dismounted packs.
Copy. Are you able to PID weapons potentially?
If you can clear me the overhead, I can see better from this distance. Unable.
Roger, Dragon 1-1, you're approved in the overhead for correlation.
Copy, stand by. So I request approval to go in the overhead to get closer. So overhead just means a circle around all of these IPs, basically. So close air support is teamwork, and he asked me for something. I told him I couldn't give it, and then what I did is I asked for what I needed to give him for what he asked. So it's just teamwork. Nomad 28, Dragon 1-1.
1-1 go.
Are you handshake?
A firm head.
Appears to me the center point of my TGP that's a technical, and then off up to the north looks like there's some kind of weapons being unloaded onto the ground.
A firm 1. Intel suggests this is a arms deal going down. Additionally, HVT has been identified to be in a lead van surrounded by his armed guards. You able to slew to the correct? You able to slew to your left, 1 full screen, and 1 half screen left as well. Yeah, that's center sedan surrounded by those 3 guards. That matches the description of the TTPs the HVI uses for security. I need you to get Dragon 2 correlated to this area. I'm going to be working 9 line.
Copy, standby, break, Dragon 2 from 1.
This is 2, send it.
Copy, did you copy last grid?
A firm.
Copy, I'm unable to see it this time. Is your diamond lined up with my staple in that area? Never mind, I see it. I got my diamond and it looks like both of you are on.
I have contact.
Contact.
Copy. Do you orient to the vehicle he described as the target of interest with the arms dealer?
Two capture.
Copy and confirm. Did you also see the technical that's just southwest diagonal that intersection?
Two contact.
Copy. Break. Nomad 28, Dragon 1-1, 1-2. Correction. Dragon 1-1, 2-1, and 2-2 all have contact.
Roger. 1-1, if able, can you slew south further down that road? Hold there. 1-1, reports of those log trucks are hollowed out. They're carrying weapons. That's how they're transporting weapons across the border.
Copy. Log trucks have weapons. Trying to do everything ass to stay in the overhead
I'll say
here.
Snack. I'll stand by building 9 line.
Two from 1. Do you see the log trucks as well?
Dragon 2, A firm. Contact on the log truck.
Copy. So one thing to think about here, I have these vehicles in a line, and if I bomb the first vehicle, it can put smoke up and you can't see the ones beyond it. So we'll see how he wants us to sort this. If I can sort them how I want, I'll try to bomb the farthest target to keep the targets open, since we're all going to be making attacks here. Yeah, for those listening, the 6-digit grid is 100 meters, 8-digit grid is 10 meters, and a 10-digit grid would be down to 1 meter.
Dragon 1 and Dragon 2 in sequence, call ready, game plan 9 line, 2-8 Echo.
1 ready.
2 ready.
2-8 Echo is going to be a type 3 bomb on target, lines 1 through 3 from your hold. Elevation 2517 feet. Arm 0 containing multiple trucks including HVI and 2x large supply vehicle. Grid 37 Sierra Bravo Sierra. Correction. Grid's going to be per your tally. No mark. Friendlies northwest 3710 meters. Dragon 1 will egress to the west, Dragon 2 will egress to the east. Holiday march restrictions.
Dragon 1, send him.
Dragon 2, send it.
Contact directions will be north to south or reciprocal. We're looking to sort the HVI first with 1x AGM-65 from Dragon 1. An additional follow-up with GBU-12s. And then Dragon 2 will clean up the log trucks and any other targets of opportunity within that area. Dragon 1, go with read back.
Dragon 1-1 reads back elevation 2517 feet per my tally. All attacks north to south or reciprocal. You want me on the HVI with the AGM-65 Echo.
Roger, they're going to follow up with your last GBU-12 to neutralize either these, sorting the supply log trucks or the armed personnel.
Copy, I'll take the armed personnel.
Roger. Dragon 2, go with read back.
This is Dragon 2, elevation 2517 feet per Dragon 1's tally. Final attack heading north to south. Our target are the 2 log trucks and then any other targets of opportunity.
Roger. I'm going to update march restrictions. Dragon 1, I'm requesting an off-west call once your engagement complete. Break. Dragon 2, you're to push once Dragon 1 calls off-west. Dragon 1, confirm.
Dragon 1 confirms calling off-west after my second attack.
Good copy. Dragon 2, confirm.
Dragon 2, push once Dragon 1 off west.
Good copy. Additionally, be advised, this is going to be a combined sequential with timing deconfliction. All players confirm, capture their respective targets.
Dragon 1-1 cops your HVI.
Dragon 2-1, capture log truck.
Dragon 2-2, capture log truck.
Dragon 1 from Nomad 2-8, strike is approved, push when ready, you're clear to engage, break. Dragon 2, push to meet TOT, expect clearance once departing IP.
Dragon 1-1 commencing engagement.
All players update, you have until intent is met to complete this engagement.
Dragon 1 copies. He's just letting us know we have the time to get the job done. Right, just double checking everything. Lasers on. Codes on. I'm going to come in from the reciprocal. Oh, we salute off the target. Alright, so we got that one away. We're going to push off south. We've got a reciprocal approval So we already have to fly this way, basically. We're going to push off, come back this direction, and hit that technical. The Type 3, I don't have to call in with a heading. Type 3 is a lot less restrictive. Alright, we got good impacts on the first. Looks like that technical is moving. Let's track him.
Dragon 1 from Nomad 2-8. Good effects on HVI. HVI has been neutralized. Break all players. Enemy personnel seem to be dispersed.
Dragon 1 sees same. I'm still tracking the technical vehicle.
Dragon 2 flight from Nomad 2-8. Be advised, log trucks appear to have split the road both east and west.
Dragon 2-2, capture.
Dragon 2-1, capture.
Two from 1.
Send it.
I had good effects on the first. I'm pushing out south. I'm going to be doing a reciprocal attack, then I'll push off west.
Copy.
So I want to give myself some time. Probably want to give a good 8-9 miles out, then I'm going to turn in. Alright, this should be good. Hopefully that vehicle has not moved. You can see I'm following my course line, even though I got a wide window. Alright, vehicle is still there. Alright, we are turning in. And good, I got a good 30 seconds. We got some time. I'd built up my speed about 400 knots so I could do a pretty good turn in. Let's get this off. Oh, they are moving. Lasers on. That's why I go to auto track. Auto track makes sure that if they do move, I've got them.
Dragon 2 BMIs, looks like the convoy is looking to regroup and push back into the city. We can't let those log trucks get back in.
Dragon 2.
Two from 1. I'm only 3 seconds away from impact.
Copy.
Nomad 2-8, Dragon 1-1. Good effects on both, pushing out west now.
Copy out west, break. Dragon 2, push immediate. You're clear to engage.
Dragon 2, inbound from IP.
So I really love the teamwork of what we're doing here. We're separating everything out. We're working this group before they have time to get away. I did a reciprocal to give them less time. The JTAC's orienting to the situation changes on the ground. They're responding to it. I'm sure interflight they're correlating. And it's just really good teamwork, which is what I love. This is the part that all the work that's done to build skills makes it so worth it to me. Alright, let's go check out those logging trucks. Where did they go?
Nomad 2-8, this is Dragon 2, commencing engagement.
Copy.
Alright, there's the logging trucks. Okay, they split the road. I think I heard him say that. Alright, so this next phase, I'm going to chill out. We're going to probably go get some fuel. And then I'm actually going to fly wing on Dragon 2 while we recover back to the boat.
Two from Nomad, truck's dynamic.
Well, they're dynamic. We'll put them in auto. Normally in a mission like this, I would be routed out at this point because I'm out of ordnance. And these guys are running for their lives, as they should be. Oop, there's one down. Nice. Oh no, they both went down. Ooh, some secondaries down there. Look at that. That means they must have got whatever the weapons those were to ignite. Alright, anyhow, while I got a second here, I'm curious what anybody who's watching the stream thinks so far. If you've enjoyed this, if you watched the live stream on Wednesday and you watched this, I'm hoping that Wednesday helped. Maybe you can let me know what you think of those two things. Hornet, are you still in here with me?
Yes, sir.
Got busy there for a minute.
It was pretty fun to watch.
We got more secondary still going off down there. Nice. I don't know if secondary explosions are modded or if we got some really good coders put some magic in for us for a little bit of showmanship. So we'll have to find out maybe in the debrief. Anyhow, it's kind of funny. I'm not used to streaming and doing this at the same time in this way, and so even I got out of my jet, realized I had the wrong weapon, had to get into my kind of decision cycles a little bit, but it's still a good challenge, and I'm happy to do it. Looks like we got another vehicle moving off here. Several vehicles moving. Yeah, John, the teamwork is my absolute favorite part. Flying this on my own, I'd be bored to tears. Yeah, you know what? I've seen that too. I've never seen vehicles do a secondary too, but I've seen the bunkers. Oh, you want me to show them the grids? So, we are here. Here's the Bravo Sierra 24, Bravo Sierra 34. I probably need to turn a little sharper here. Stay out of their airspace.
Dragon 2 from Nomad 2.
Dragon 2, send it.
2, what's your current priority at target?
Currently, I just hit a van, 2 vans.
Roger, if you slewed north up the road, you have a lead flatbed truck. Call contact if you're able.
2-2 capture, 20 seconds.
2 is on that right now.
Roger, that's perfect.
Alright, I'll try to show them the grid in a second. We just had a little bit of a dynamic situation here. I'm guessing that's the target he's going to get on. I don't want to interrupt them in the middle of their attack. Oh, we now masked ourselves. We'll stay in a turn. I'll go to F10 real quick.
Two shack, lead big flatbed.
37 Sierra. I don't see the 37 Sierra.
Roger, shack video.
I see it up here.
Nomad, I can only really see sedans down there. Any other priority targets for me?
Negative. Looks like all their vehicles have been disabled, or they're just hunkering down, pretending to be dead. Ground commanders
Bravo Sierra.
consider this a mission success.
Dragon 2, ending engagement.
Copy, engagement complete.
Standby 1.
Dragon 2 from Nomads 28 state weapon.
Stand by. Nomad, this is Dragon 2. Dash 1 has 112 left. Dash 2 has S65 Echo left. We've got another 20 minutes on station.
Copy, stand by. Dragon 2, Nomad 28.
Dragon 2.
Looks to be target of opportunity. Gonna be dynamic north on the western side of the city. Call ready grid.
Send it.
37 Sierra, Bravo Sierra, 200624. Elevation 2747.
I have elevation 2747, Bravo Sierra 200624.
Roger, that grid is ahead. The path of travel, a dynamic 2 vehicle convoy. Go ahead and snap your sensors to that grid. Let's see if we can get in contact with that thing working on.
Dragon 2.
Yeah, Carl, I tried to do it. I couldn't see the 37 Sierra part. I had to step away for a second, but I'm going to find where they are in here. There we go.
Nomad 28, Dragon 2-2, contact your grid, slewing south of there. I've got a 2-vehicle convoy northbound on that hardbar road.
Right, that's gonna be your target.
Dragon 2-1 also has contact.
Roger, prioritize lead Vic followed by second Vic. Stand by for 9 line.
Dragon 2.
Car ready, gameplay 9-line-28 Foxtrot.
Follow along here. Oh, there
Send
they
it.
are.
28 Fox is going to be a Type 2 bomb on target. Lands 123 from your hold. Elevation 2747 feet. 2 by Titan vehicle is dynamic northbound. Line 6 superior tally. Nova mark friendlies west 866 meters and opening. Egress at pilot's discretion. Car radio marks and restrictions.
Send it.
Requesting north to south or reciprocal. Looking for 1 by AGM-65 on the lead target, or the lead Vic, and 1 by GBU-12 on the trail Vic. Go with reback.
Line 4, 2747 feet. Line 6 for my capture. Final attack heading north to south or reciprocal. AGM-65 Echo on lead, GBU-12 on trail.
Good cover rebacks, confirm contact both lead and trail vehicle. Looks like trail vehicle is going south into the city a little bit.
Stand by.
Alright, so what I would be doing here if I was a wingman, there's something called shooter, which means the jet is shooting. There's something called cover, where another jet is covering. There's eyeball, where you'd be lasing for him.
Dragon 1 from Nomad 28.
Send it.
Looks like you're still tracking. You're tracking the same target. I need you to zoom out.
Dragon 2 has contact.
To your contact lead and trail vehicle.
Yeah, I see lead going south, almost on a hardball road, and trail is behind him and to the west.
Roger, strike is approved. Push immediate. Call back in with direction. Expect clearance on final. Dragon 1 disregard.
1 disregarding. Anyhow, so I'd be setting up to be
Dragon 2-2 in 185.
shooter, cover.
This will be flight clearance. Dragon 2 flight cleared hot.
Let's see if we can get this guy on auto really quick. Oh, good timing. I would be shooter or cover or eyeball, meaning I'm going to laser for them, or goalie, which means I switch to their laser, just like I would if I'm buddy lasing. But if they call goalie, they're going to be off and I'm on, and that could be because of man pads or some issue with the jet, so I would just be covering. So I'm kind of trying to do that role now, even though I'm not working with them the same way. I'm trying to keep my targeting pod on here, but I'm really in a bad position. I'm going to move my stuff up the road a little. Alright, we're going to turn around.
Dragon 2-2 rifle.
Oh, Jojo, it's, I'm in a Discord with him, and what I'm doing is, so I actually have an extra screen that shows my targeting pod as part of my DDI setup, but with actually like a dummy monitor, which is like a $5 item, anyone can set it up, just export the display to that dummy monitor, and then you could stream that in Discord, so he sees just my targeting pod. And that's something that they would get in the real world via VDL, a video download link, to their little JTAC computer. And I'm just tracking.
Dragon 2-1, one way.
Trying to slew at the same time, so when I turn around, I'll be in a good position to see them.
Good effects. What looks to be on lead vehicle. First munition didn't make impact. From destroyed vehicle's position, trail vehicle looks to have egress to the east.
Shack trail vehicle.
Roger, you copy shack trail vehicle.
Dragon 1 confirms.
I don't know what I saw explode in the north end, if that was your munition.
That's what I am doing, Randy.
Nomad 2-8, this is Dragon 2. Say again?
I don't know what I saw explode to the north if your munition hit the target.
Yeah, my FLIR shows I smacked him. Bullseye.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Dragon 2 from Nomad 2A, confirm your Winchester.
Dragon 2 flight is Winchester.
Copy 2. Missed successful egress to the west. Maintain current box altitude. Contact striking the way out. Let me know any airspace.
Dragon 2.
Dragon 1 from Nomad 2A, confirm Winchester.
Also Winchester, and I'll be joining Dragon 2 flight on the way out.
Roger. You want to join them in the airspace and manage deconfliction intercom?
Yeah, we'll take care of it. Just run us out. We'll join up at Molly.
Roger. Mission successful. Adjust your blocks to rejoin with Dragon 2. Communicate over interflight to deconflict. Contact strike on the way out. Let me know your airspace. See ya.
1 copies.
Dragon 2, see ya.
2 from 1 on 2 right.
Loud and clear.
I'm up at Angels 2-5.
Nomad.com.
Nomad copy. See it. I'm up at Angels 2-5. Where do you want me to rejoin with you?
Yes. I'm coming up on my dash 2. I'm gonna pull up in front of him. He's gonna join my wing, and then you can join up on us.
Affirm. Affirm, what altitude are you gonna be at?
We're gonna be at 17.5. Dash 2, what is your current heading?
I'm rolling wings level 270.
Say speed.
So I'm turning blanking on my HMD.
350, I can slow it down.
I'm going to move my SA page up so I can see them, and with blanking in the HMD, I can look ahead and see them directly, otherwise it's not visible. So I'm up above them. I'm not going to go below like 19,000 feet till I'm visual. It looks like they're coming to my left, so...
And Dragon 1-1 from 2-2, you can take the 2 slot, I'll slide 3.
1-1 copies. I'm going to let you guys underfly me, and then I'll rejoin. So for the purpose of the stream, I'm going to take on Dash 2, and I'm going to...
Dash 3. I'm coming up on your left.
I'm going to recover flying the best form I can. We're going to get some gas, though, first.
Dragon 1, you're now, I'll call you Dash 2.
Copy, Dash 2.
Three established, cruise right.
Dash 2, I'm 365 in the box.
2 copies. You guys are ahead of me. I'm descending to drop in behind you.
Flight switch to 3 left.
2.
3.
There they are. So if they're at 17.5, I want to rejoin and come up behind them by at least 500 feet under in the daytime. So
Flight, give me state. Flight, give me state.
2, 6.3.
Last call, say again.
2, 6.4. 3, 6.4.
Strike. Disregard.
Two from 1. I'm 2 miles in trail, approaching from Angel 17. Two from 1, confirming you're still 350 in the box.
I am 365 in the box.
Copy, 365.
Three from 2.
Go for 3.
Okay, we're heading out of the AO. We're gonna need to get a little... Well, no, we don't need gas. Where are you at?
We just respawned at hot starts. We were going to take off and test the recovery tanker. When we tried the tank, we had some issues. Only one of us could tank. So if you guys are just going to skip the tanker, maybe we will skip the... Now we probably still have time to test the recovery tanker.
Well, we're 70 miles from the carrier. We're at 6.1. I mean, if we can go straight to case 1, we can make it. Otherwise, we should probably tank.
Yeah, that's up to you. We can do it either way. I'll let Coast know.
Callie, I'll let you decide. I don't know how long we've been here. Do we want to go tank, or we can just make it back?
Let's just go back. We can go straight back. That's fine.
Okay, Dragon 3, we're all just going to go back. So we're 70 miles out, and we're starting to push towards the Lincoln. We'll see you there. Low holding.
3 copies, see you here.
Okay, flight, I'm going to make a gentle turn to the right.
2 from 1, I'm visual, coming up on your left side.
Copy. Strike, this is 303.
Go for strike.
Strike, this is 303. I'm holding hands with 300 and 304. We are currently 65 miles 130 from the carrier. Low state 5.9. We're heading back for case 1 recovery.
Copy. Last call signs. Last call. Say again. Call sign.
I'm 303.
303. Copy. Confirm you're not gonna tank first.
Correct. Going straight in. We'll go to low holding. We got enough gas. I'm rolling out.
303. Copy. Continue inbound. Descend and maintain. Angels 15.
2 from 1, confirming cruise.
Yes, go cruise. Strike, this is Drag, or this is 303. Permission to switch to Marshall.
303. Copy. Switch Marshall. Button 16.
16 left.
2.
3.
Alright, for those watching, we're going to have, it sounds like about 5 jets in the overhead. We're going to do
Union Marshall, this is 303.
a commence together, and then we'll do a debrief after we land.
303. Go for Union Marshall.
Marshall, this is 303. Holding hands with 300, 304. Marking moms for 13050. Angels 17.5. Low state 5.7.
303. Copy. Case 1 recovery. Altimeter 29902. Angels 2 BRC 206. Report at 10 with a CME.
303 copies.
Lee, do you want to get down to Angels 15?
We need to put the carrier in recovery mode. I'll do that.
Can't really watch chat and fly form. I'll try to do my best job.
Marshall, this is 303.
Around the boat and commencing.
Go for Marshall.
Admin, I put the carrier in recovery mode. The BRC is going to change.
Yeah, we have a nice script that puts the carrier into recovery mode and gets rid of any crosswind as it should.
Okay,
Really nice.
going down to 15.
So as a flight lead, he should never go below...
Flight hook down.
2, 1 has a good hook.
1 and 2, good hook.
Flight, since we did air starts, be sure your anti-skid is off and your hook bypasses the carrier.
99 mothers in a starboard
set
turn, stand
and
by
3 good
expected
hook.
BRC.
BRC is 227.
2 copies.
Three from 2.
99 mother is stable, BRC 227.
Three from 2. Go for 3. We're 28 miles out. We're launching right now. Okay.
So they're trying to get in the overhead so we can have a nice recovery for you guys. I didn't want to have to wait after the first vol and just fly around forever.
Flight, I am going to descend a little more aggressively.
2, you're good.
Uh, 2 from 3, closest let me know if he's not giving us a Charlie time so we're all in the overhead.
That's a firm.
Friendly reminder for Dragon 3, double check your fuel state.
I'm going to start leveling off.
Yeah, we defueled before leaving the boat.
Hey, Klaus from Cali, admin note.
Go for class.
You may want to let our LSOs know that we're in a different Discord. I forgot to tell them that.
They know.
Okay, copy. Thank you.
Flight, I'm going to start slowing down.
Coming a little tighter and closer than we normally would, but he's just getting us down nicely, so we're fine. He might have to do a speed brake call for us.
Flight, go to right echelon.
2.
3.
Coming left. Marshall, this is 303, see you at 10.
303, copy. Report established overhead.
Alright.
Coming left. Union Marshal 303, established overhead.
303, copy.
Holding this speed.
310, how do you hear me?
310, hear you loud and clear.
310, Union Marshal, case 1 recovery, altimeter 29902, Angels 2, BRC 227, report at 10 with a CME, traffic in the overhead at Angels 2, flight of 3 F-18s.
310.
Alright, so we're going to be in the overhead here, low holding. We're going to get all established about 180 degrees from each other. And then we'll be able to do a full commence. I'll try to fly the best wing I can here. And I'll hop on the LSO. Well, we already have LSOs, but I'll still hop on the LSO platform. And at least give that view. I am flying under. And just a little bit, so in case he had to turn towards me. So
Union Marshal 310, request altitude we should be at.
310, take Angels 2.
310.
And you can have 5 jets in low holding. So, if they're a 2-ship or a 3-ship, we should be good. Staying a little low for an underrun if I needed it, so my flight lead can turn towards me if he needs to. Kind of lining up that missile tip with his cockpit when I'm flat, and just off of reference, I'm still lining it up even though I'm a little bit under because he's turning. So the reference point's the same, it just kind of orients a little different. I'm really looking at the bottom of his jet. I'm looking at his wings. I'm trying to make sure that I can detect any movement and that I can adjust to it. And my throttle is constantly moving. You can probably hear it squeaking in the background because it needs to be lubricated, I guess. But I never stop controlling the throttle. So I am constantly on the throttle, and I'm constantly adjusting it, and I'm trying to be very, very smooth with the stick. So aggressive on the throttle, smooth on the stick. And I see he just had a little bit of turn. So again, I'm just going to sit here and try to find the best form I can. The hard part's going to be once we commence and descend and do the steeper teardrop turn. It's about a 40-45 degree turn, and stay on his wing in the right position. So at the end of everything we've done, you've still got more work to do.
310, update state.
310, low state 6.3.
And when I get behind on something, if I get too low, I'm not in a rush to fix it. I don't want to have jerky movements. And so
Flight, give me state.
2, 4.5.
3, 4.8.
See the boat down there?
303, update state.
303, low state, 4.5.
.303, signals Charlie, report commencing.
203, signals Charlie.
And there we go.
Union Marshal 310 CO10, low state 6.2.
310, copy, report, established overhead, Angels 2.
310.
And 310, report tally ho on 303, flight up 3.
Rolling out.
310 tally.
Flight, we're commencing on this.
2. See other jets over there off the nose. I really love seeing traffic in the pattern and working a busy recovery. It just makes me happy.
Visual, Dragon 3, 10 o'clock.
2 cents. I had to get rid of that damn beep. Holy cow.
Union Marshal 303, commencing.
303, update state, switch tower.
State 4.2. Here we go, guys.
Got a little behind, so I grabbed a chunk of fuel.
Switch one left.
Oof, we got a little bit out of sync here. We're gonna fix it though.
310, signals Charlie, report commencing.
310. 310 commencing.
310, copy. Update state, switch tower.
310, low state 5.7.
Make it looking pretty by the boat. Oop, a little bit off here.
See you guys later. .303 Hornet Ball 4.0.
Roger ball. Little high.
Love seeing those jets come on commence as we're landing. It's really good timing. .300 Hornet Ball 3.5.
Roger ball. Right for now.
Oof! Kind of had a tough
304 Hornet Ball 3.5.
Roger ball.
Let's watch his landing.
Don't flap. You're high. Right flap. You're high. No power.
Alright, we're going to park. We all park on Cat 2. I can see there's a jet coming, so I'm going to get off the deck and get over here and parked as quick as I can.
210 Hornet ball, 5 point
Front
one.
of his wing.
Roger ball.
Let's go check this out.
What's the lineup?
Nice, Clancy. So a proper recovery should be a very, very quick intervals, and as you can see, they are coming in. Oop, he's a bit wide. He might have to wave off.
Wave up, wave up, wave up.
Yeah, that's a tough rollout. But if he waves off properly, he'll be able to re-interval and not affect the rest of the flight at all. Which is no big deal. It's way better that you... let me check my parking here. I can scoot up a little bit. I'm always paranoid to go too far. Make sure we're good. Wish we had proper plane directors. Place wheel chocks. So the trick is I line up with these dots about 3.5 rows over. Look for about the front of that wheel, wingtip. And we should all be parked inside that foul line and inside this foul line. And stack pretty close together just so we can get as many jets on as possible. Alright, I'm going to go to the LSO platform. And let's take a look in chat. Let's see here. Yes, Prozac is a great JTAC. He's fun to work with. Jojo, I believe it's actually streaming. Yes, I am. And Elton, thanks for the comments. Hornet School, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. We're happy to do it. Very happy to do it. Like I said, I support the Hornet School a lot in that I think it gives a great place for people to be able to find a group to work with, get exposed to flying with people and learning the Hornet. And there's several squadrons that support the Hornet School with mentors. If you want to be a mentor, they can always use more. They've had such a good response from our live stream and information that it's really awesome. And so I'm very happy that people are here. And again, just trying to show what all the training can lead to.
314 Hornet Ball 459.
Roger ball.
A much better rollout. Again, it's not a big deal.
Right for lineup.
Make your adjustment and get the job done.
No pedal.
Oh. Looks like he got a 2-wire. We're good. Are all jets down?
I see 5 on the deck.
Copy that. Good recovery. Good mission. I'm going to switch computers and we will debrief.
In our Discord or their Discord?
We'll stay in this Discord. We'll do a debrief and ask some, and get some questions from the group.
Copy that. We'll see you over there.
Yep. Alright, for the live stream, give me just a moment. I'm going to back out of DCS here. And I'm going to switch to my other computer. And we will be able to do a nice debrief. I think the most important part of the flight is the debrief. I know this has been a long stream. We are currently... I don't even know how long we're into this stream, but it's a while. So give me just a moment. And I'm going to switch up my computer.
3 hours, Callie.
We're 3 hours? Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. All right, give me just a moment. I'll be right back and we can actually have a real conversation. All right, you should be able to hear me. If you can, please let me know and make sure we're doing this right.
I still have a habit for lining up 1.2 a beam, and that is just not workable with the new flight model.
Bro, I hate the new flight model. I
I'm
did
so
practice
glad I
this
was
morning.
practiced at 1.5.
No, I did a blues practice this morning, and bro, I was PIOing like a bitch. It was driving me absolutely mad.
Someone explain airplane to the JTAC.
Yeah. Hey, Grendel, can you send me the...
You know what that means.
No, I don't.
TAC view, yes.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Pilot-induced oscillation.
So,
Nah.
what'd you guys think?
Crickets.
It was awesome.
Crickets.
I was waiting for someone else besides me to say something.
Everyone else is tired.
I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it.
Oh, it was a fun movie to watch, dude. Really fun.
That's a long mission. It's a lot of flying.
The planes are landing down.
Oh God.
I wanted to hit that so bad.
That is my favorite route.
Who could tell when we went off script and went dynamic?
Oh, it was great.
All right. Here we go.
Let me unmute him. There you go. Sorry, Kelly, you were muted.
Oh, well, no one was responding to me like normal, so I just figured no one likes me.
I could hear you the whole time.
Oh, you could?
I think Hornet had you personally muted.
Yeah,
you weren't channel muted. We could hear you the whole time.
It's personal.
I muted him because I was hearing myself twice. 3 times.
Got it.
Oh, lady.
Shut up.
Somebody had to do it.
All right. So let me bring up the YouTube chat so anybody could ask questions. Again, I think debriefing is one of the most important parts. So let's start with Clancy. You were first in. You had taken off from... I need to get Clancy on here. Oh, were you in the Discord or in the server when Clancy took off?
Who,
Grendel?
what?
That could be a problem.
That could be a problem.
Yeah, you don't have TAC view?
No, look, he's taken off. I got it. He's right here.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay, I thought I was.
I have to undo my Windows thinking because I'm actually doing this on an Apple computer. And we'll put this on Jet-Centric. So if when you were watching the stream, we were watching him on the F10 page, and Klaus did a good job deconflicting him from these aircraft, put him up at Angels 2-5. He reported when he was established at 2-5. I missed your check-in because I was the dummy focused on streaming and forgot to change from channel 3 to channel 8. But Prozac, how was his check-in?
Fine. I really didn't notice anything with anybody's check-in.
Okay.
From what I could remember.
Everybody was good.
Yeah, everybody got all the points down.
And you were routed up to the north. We watched that in the stream. It sounded like the only confusion here was multi-dimpy, and I apologize, Clancy. We might have never taught you about multi-dimpy.
That was my first time doing it, but we got it figured out for the second run.
Okay. Yeah, I heard that. So you worked it through, right? Every situation has something learning. So that was pretty awesome. I was actually really happy when I heard you guys got it through and understood it and moved on. Thought that was pretty cool. I got a good view of you guys from behind at this point and then dropping the bomb with the impacts. So
I think it's a huge learning point in this entire stream. Honestly, it's probably one of the most important points in this entire process. If you guys, anybody, even in real life when we do this, if somebody doesn't understand something, if they don't understand a brevity or something like that, when in doubt, talk it out. Like, drop all of the fancy lingo. Who cares if you don't sound cool with the radio? Because at the end of the day, you're trying to put the bomb in the place. And if you delay that any further because you keep spouting off brevity at them, it doesn't help anybody.
Yeah, 100%. If you don't know, ask. I mean, that is, I've had those moments, and the problem is you go through all the 9-line, all the steps, and then one thing you missed and you go to execute, and now all of a sudden you can't execute or you're executing wrong. And if you would have unwrinkled that mess beforehand, it wouldn't have compressed into a problem later. So one learning thing there. Any other notes on this from you, Prozac, on this first? I don't know what this one was. Was this 2-8 Alpha?
Yes, 2-8 Alpha. No, nothing too crazy. Big thing is obviously we did a two Dimpy 9-line, 2 target 9-line. All I did is I just added another 4, 6, and 8, another elevation, target location, and distance from friendlies.
Yep. And I'm guessing, Clancy, you had pre-briefed both going off west. I know you guys on this one had egress at your discretion, so I'm guessing you had worked it out to go west.
That is correct.
Yep, I thought that was pretty cool. Then you got the next one with the SIMO impacts, which was so tell me what your plan was on this one, because I was making a guess at something I was seeing. So I'm curious, what was your plan for your rejoin and what was your plan for the simultaneous impacts? How are you going to achieve that?
Right. So we got the Dimpy, and I did both the readbacks. We did individual correlations.
Right.
And then I think he asked like when we'd be ready, and I'm just like, give us a couple minutes to get set up. At this point, I was going one way, he was going the other way. I guess he'd have to rewind it a little bit. I knew if we were further north a little bit, it would just kind of give us more time to get set up. So I told him to fly 045 while I went to intercept, and then I got him to turn a big loop back that would put him right on the target, and then I just merged with him.
Yeah, I saw that. You had planned to merge with him. Were you planning for him to lead the attack in, or were you going to be leading in terms of, were you flying off of him or was he flying off of you?
The idea was for him to fly, like when I merged with him, I kind of went underneath him because we still had 1,000 feet below us in our block.
Right.
Just so I could come up and see him better. Then when I got in formation with him, I basically told him to speed up, and I climbed back up above him and fell back to a point where I could just visually see him. At one point, if you watch this a little bit further, I kind of realized, okay, his target is to the west, my target is to the east. This is when I was briefing which way we'd egress, but then I swapped it because I realized, oh wait, his is on the west, mine's on the east. Right. So I slide over to the left of him, and I tell him, you go west, I'll go east.
So what I saw, and I'm guessing, were you thinking of the fighter-to-fighter brief, the Frodies?
Well,
A
I wasn't
little.
thinking of that,
Okay.
but I was thinking. Well, I was definitely thinking the first part. I need to get information for this attack. I didn't really give him a brief though, other than I said we're going to get information, and then I just told him what to do. And then, so that was maybe just a little bit more like the flight lead saying like, I'm just going to figure this out instead of going into like a long plan and getting him to figure it out. So I just decided that, yeah, I actually did take lead for 1 second. Then I was like, no, you go mill power and then get in front of me.
So I had said on the stream, because I initially saw you were behind him, that he's probably taking the workload off of his wingman. Tell him to just focus, and then you do the extra workload, which I thought was genius.
That was the plan, yeah.
Yeah, and that's really smart because you have more experience. You can take on the harder role, and you can set your wingman up for success. So I thought
that's part of it. That's part of it, but it's also part of it's just easier because Rudy would be perfectly capable of doing the things, but if it's just easier if I do them than having to communicate them in that short of time. So some of that's just on me being like, it's going to be easier for me just to do this than to communicate someone to do it. So that's a bit of a cop out in a way, actually, because
I'm so on board.
Yeah.
Like
really.
No, it was perfect. You're I mean, I thought we were going to talk it out, and you were just like, no, I'm behind you. Like, point your jet here, point your jet here. Okay, we're formed up. Let's ride.
I guess what I'm trying to say is like that's as much taking the workload off of me as it is taking off of him, because then I just have to do the things instead of explaining what things need to be done.
Hey, it works both ways, right? And you guys got the job done. I followed one bomb and F6 to the next, so there was only a couple of seconds between your impacts. So I thought it was, it worked fine.
He said simultaneous. So
right. No. And the best way to do that is through formation flying and being together in time and space. And I thought it was genius when I saw one went left west, one east. Like whatever you did, how hasty it was or pre-planned, it doesn't matter. You got it done. You got him deconflicted, and there was no issues. Is somebody breathing really loud?
I don't know. I thought it was really cool. Yeah, Clancy did a great job getting us formed up. Then I just put the power on, and I kept reading off my time to release for him because I figured that would give him a chance to get lined up for as close to simultaneous as he could, and we went for it.
Nice. So bombs are off. Let's track these on down. I mean, the point is if you're the first impact, the second impact person doesn't even have enough time to comprehend what's going to happen. I mean, what do we got?
That's the
07,
that's the point of this mission.
09, 2 seconds apart. Like you're not, you know what I mean? You're not going to react to that in any way. Sorry, what was that, Prozac?
That's the entire point of this mission set, right? Like the whole point of it, JTAC being there is not only to protect you guys in the sky, like make sure you don't run into each other, but it's also to orchestrate the employment of weapons to, or on stream, effectively meet the ground commander's intent, right? Like you want to neutralize that problem in the most effective and tactically sensible way. If that makes sense.
Yep. And I think that worked really well.
So bombing one target and then come back around bombing another target really doesn't make any sense because the second you bomb that first dude and you saw it in the very last strike, everybody's going to run in every direction. Now, they're not just going to sit down and wait. They're going to probably keep running. And then you have to work sensors and do all this other stuff, and there's a chance for losing them.
Yeah, no, I thought that was great. And Clancy's a newer flight lead. Well, he's been doing it for a few months now, and I really love seeing your progress. But I know you care and you try, and we discuss things and we learn and move on. So I knew this was going to be a bit of a challenge for you, but it looks great to me, man. So I come checking in at this point. I think you slapped them one more 9-line. Was there a Charlie for them?
No, you got Charlie.
Nope. Okay, yep, I got it. I got 2-8 Charlie, Type 2 bomb on target, a Tech Vic and Pax. Oh, that's right. You routed them out. And so here.
Yep, this is where we had that whole conversation of bopping you up and down because in my brain, I don't know where they're egressing, right? So I can't put you up in that safely and like knowingly put you up at that altitude.
That's fine. I just had to plan better for it. I was like, oof, I want to be up here. You want me down? Want me back up again? Not a big deal.
And in real life, I usually don't have above 20,000 feet to, play with aircraft, but that's
Right.
that's neither here nor there.
So you put me west. I'm staying west. I got a little bit busting airspace here on the stream, trying to talk about what I'm doing. I actually pulled out my 9-line and shared that off of Discord, just stuff I don't normally do, trying to make the stream. And I was like, oof, I'm a little farther than I thought I was.
That's why I typically don't, even though you might be laterally deconflicted, but if we're all engaged in the same target set, I'm probably going to separate you in a combination method of both laterally and altitude in case you do bust that space, of your left or right boundary.
Yeah, I should have stayed over here
Because
basically
things happen.
to the west. But yeah, I should have paid more attention to the jet. I'm trying to make the stream interesting, and it got into my decision cycles a little bit, and I had to kind of work that through, but hopefully everyone in the stream thought that was worth it. So anyhow,
Yes, God damn it.
yeah, I even had the wrong weapon selected for a second. I had to switch over to my 65.
I
Echo.
saw that. I
you?
saw your HUD, and I was like,
I caught it.
I wanted to see what you're gonna do.
Yeah, I caught it. I should have put. So you said to put this bomb here and here. I should have put it a little bit closer. I kind of put it like right here. I probably should have moved a little bit more because the other vehicle smoked, but then still moved. So it wasn't a total mobility kill. I was just chicken.
Wrong 9-line.
What?
Wrong 9-line.
This was the first one.
This was a single target.
Yep. Okay.
Or single vehicle surrounded by packs, not the 3 VIX.
Yep. You're right. So this one was a good effects. Okay.
Yeah, you neutralized the vehicle like we wanted to and killed a couple of the bad guys.
Nice.
So
nice. All right, so we go back out. We get the next line, which is Delta, which is the 3 VIX and 2 packs. And this is where I came in, and I was a little shy about getting away from the original target. I probably should have just trusted the splash effects a little better.
Yeah.
Did I not drop here?
Did you meet the commander's intent? Did you meet the intent of the mission? Right? Priority was to neutralize those 2 vehicles inside of the T intersection. I made that very clear.
Yes, you did.
And if a mobility kill if you can get a mobility kill in that 1 GBU, because I wanted you to save it for the next engagement, then so be it. Inshallah, right? But in this case, right? I wanted you to kill those 2 vehicles and get them out of the way, and you did. I mean, you didn't get them out of the way because it's just a burning husk in the earth, burning a bigger hole in the ground. But Army can do Army things, and they can move things very quickly, or just go around it.
He did smoke. He did take damage. I agree with you. That's why I defaulted this. I just think in hindsight, I maybe could have gone a little closer, but it's all good.
Homeboy's brain pan is jelly at this point. You just dropped a 500-pound bomb right next to him. He's not having a good day.
No, he is not. So no, I thought these were really smooth. It was very clear. I had warned you that I might try to share some information, so I did. Again, I pulled up what I wrote down on my notepad and shared it for this. I thought this was great. This one, you gave me the more restricted heading of 070 to 110. I just set my course line for 090, kind of split the difference there and just use that.
I mean, it was just 090 plus or minus 20. I just don't read it like that.
I know, and that's fine. I don't care. All right, so now we have Grendel checking in. I heard his check-in. You said all the check-ins were good. What was that?
Nothing. I threw my book
by
accident.
And then you gave me the sensor tasking for the convoy to the south. I thought this was good teamwork. You asked me if I could identify the targets in the targeting pod and zoom in more. I did. I offered to get closer and asked for the overhead, and you gave that to me. I thought that was good teamwork.
Yeah, if you guys need something, right? Like if you need fuel endurance, if you want a better altitude for fuel endurance, if you want to move somewhere to, maybe you think you have a better position to engage from, like you tell me. I'm probably not going to argue with you, right? I'm not the guy flying the jet. You're the one with all the systems that tell you all this crap. I'm just a dude on the ground with a notepad and a map and compass sometimes. Or a cell phone. Like if you think you need something, tell me, unless there's a dire reason, like there's a threat out east that I can't have you going towards because it's going to shoot at you. That's pretty much the only reason why I'm not going to let you do something.
Yeah, or deconfliction from other aircraft, I'm assuming.
Well, or deconfliction, right? But at this point, you're at let's see here. You're at 20 block
25.
Yeah, you're 20 block 26.
Yeah, and I'm up at 25.
Yeah, and Dragon 2 is 16 block 18 to the north. So you're vertically and laterally deconflicted from them. Well, kind of laterally. Depends on why you want to go right there. It's a pretty big circle.
I think at this point we had the information. I was getting set up for the attack.
Okay.
I believe that's probably why I'm turning so hard there. Yeah, my speed's definitely increasing. Yeah. So anyhow, for anyone who doesn't know, I was initially given a point to the west over here, meaning I need to stay in this area. When I couldn't zoom in well enough to see the convoy to the south we were looking at, put me in the overhead. The overhead means I could be in a circle literally overhead the area. And then we got close enough to be able to see and identify the weapons per what you wanted us to be able to do. I think I pointed out a tech Vic and then some weapons on the ground.
Yep, I made up a little scenario.
No, I thought it was great. I love the little scenarios because it gives it more of a story.
Yep, and so that drove our weaponeering, right? So, right, we don't want the HVI. We don't want the ringleader to run away. So, hey, that reports indicate that dude's in that vehicle. I want that thing dead first because, like we talked about, what is the entire enemy convoy going to do the second a missile smokes somebody?
They're going to move. Run. Yep.
Exactly. So, gave you north-south reciprocal. That way you can come in, release your GBU-12 because I'm guessing you pre-tracked a target. Maybe. I don't know. You did your thing, and then we can run in with Dragon 2.
Right, and it made it really clear to me. So here was my plan on the run-in. You gave me the north to south or reciprocal. And so I was going to come in north. You wanted the 65 Echo on that specific car that we correlated on with the targeting pod. And so we shacked him. My plan was to push out north about 9-10 miles, select the GBU-12. I had tracked because I told you I was going to take the Tech Vic because you wanted that prioritized. So I had that tracked in the targeting pod, turned around. I let Dragon 2 know what my plan was to do the reciprocal, that I was going to be out west so they could come in and smack as soon as possible. So having that freedom to come back in I thought was great. And then I used the GBU-12 on the technical vehicle, which did move after the initial shack. But I put it in auto. Wait, where did my bomb go? Yeah. He wasn't already dead. Oh, there it is. Yep.
No, they were
No, it was
clustered.
This one here. Yeah, this one here was, he moved over to where those were. I remember. So yeah.
Yep.
So I got the
He's
technical
right
vehicle. Yep. And then I called out and pushed west per your instructions. Oops, I'm on the wrong thing here. Silly me. And let them know. And then they were strike posture set. So Grendel, what was your plan after you heard what I had told you?
Trying to, let me look at this one again.
So this was the Type 3.
Looking at my notes here. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, right. So
because I let you know what I was doing.
Right. So we had the log trucks, and so I wanted to stay north enough because I didn't know what was going to happen down there when you started messing with things. People are going to run away. So we didn't really do much sorting in the beginning. We waited until we pushed in. So that's why I wanted to be pretty far north, just so that when we come in, we'll have plenty of time to sort. And yes, those log trucks kept moving around, and so I just had to keep talking to my 2 to make sure we were not striking the same log truck. But I think ultimately they came together at the end. Didn't they get real close to each other?
Yeah, you did a good job. I heard you say that no, Prozac said they'd split the road. I think, didn't you say that, Prozac?
Well, yeah, they split the road, and then they came back together on our way in.
Okay.
Yep, they did. They so when full disclosure, right? I was moving the guys because, like I said, real life, they're not gonna just sit there and take another bomb to the face.
No.
So I started moving them around a little bit, and I was advising them like, hey, they're moving, hey, they're here, hey, they're there. So at that point, that's on y'all to figure out who's schwacking what. I just want them dead.
Yeah, for sure. And I thought that was that's me coming in with the 12. I thought that was great set of teamwork and communication.
Right, and when you called that you were coming back in from the south, that's why -2 and me, we went back out and set up.
Well, that's why I get it. I wanted to give you a chance to get your plan together. But I mean, look at this. I'm out and you guys are in right away.
Yeah, we had talked about this since I was on the east log truck. That's why I swapped positions with my lead there, just there in that turn. And so then we went in as a pretty close formation. And right about here, I think the logging truck started reforming. So we quickly were, resorting and staying in communication to make sure that we were attacking the targets we meant to.
Yep, they're moving down there. No, and that's good. I wasn't listening to your guys' channel, but I think you guys did there was some comm I had heard. And let's pause this and get on this here.
There was a couple
notice
comments.
just notice how it's safe for me to go. It was safe for -2 to be in trail because I'm lower than him.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Right. And it looks like I got both of them, but they weren't. Both of those trucks were not that close when we started pushing in.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to track things moving.
They clustered into like some weird little huddle under some trees.
Those are not the vehicles we hit. Those are some stand-in proxies. But yes, they did not have that kind of technical equipment.
And then after this, Prozac, I had trouble really identifying anything down there. I could not find that ammo truck, but I knew that my -2 had found it, and you asked about prioritizing that. And I think I came back and said, hey, my -2's got that one.
Because for some reason, that one little truck wanted to be a tall nail, so a tall nail gets the hammer, and it kept running away faster than everybody else. It's like, all right, fine. You catch first.
And also, I just made the decision to do kind of a wagon wheel here. I know we had north to south end reciprocal, but I just wanted to kind of do an orbit. And so we were always just turning left, in and out, in and out.
Yep. That's completely up to you, right? Like,
yep.
Yeah, this is the CAS team, right? This is like I'm not in your cockpit. I'm not I was gonna say something inappropriate. I'm not flying your aircraft. So whatever you believe that your aircraft is most capable in doing to effectively meet the intent of the strike, you do. Or if it's not in your parameters, you ask. So I'm going to call out Callie right now because he's not supposed to be in the overhead anymore. To be there.
Yeah, well, I didn't know where I was supposed to be. I pushed west, and then I was tracking the vehicles for the stream, and once again busted airspace. So, yes.
Oh, you
but
definitely
I was
busted airspace.
I was still high, but yes, I'm a bad boy.
You're supposed to be like out west, about 8 nautical miles.
Yeah, you didn't. I don't know if you said, but yes.
You're like south-ish west.
Yes. I was trying to stream what was going on. It's my error.
Yeah. Excuses. Anyway, after Fed smacked that ammo truck, I think I called in and said, I only see sedans down there, and you decided the commander's intent was met. So
yeah, you had like the 90s station wagon back there. Like I was like, yeah, that thing, that they're all jelly. They've all eaten a 500-pound bomb within like 50 meters of their position. Their brain pan is scrambled. They're not going to wake up tomorrow. It's fine.
And then you asked for state. Yep, you asked for fuel, state, and weapons, and then you gave us another 9-line.
Yep, because no one said in the absence of instructions, we just go and do things as Americans do. So I gave you another 9 line. A little bit more dynamic, a little bit more mirror to Cassie. Some like not as not that any of this was not that the targets were all staged, but like it was moving. You know what I mean? So I had to get you guys quickly in an area and have you look. Because realistically, right, like for this scenario, this environment that we were doing tonight, we've kept it pretty easy, knocking each bowling pin down as they popped up. But realistically, right, I'm going to be passing in every lull moment. I'm going to pass every aircraft A9 line and start setting you up. What I like to do is I like putting it in between the correlation phase. So when you're prepping for correlation, I'm talking to, Dragon 3, and I'm giving him a 9 line. I'm talking to Dragon 1, giving him a 9 line, setting them up on their targets, getting them ready for correlation. That way, once you are correlated, I can either just send you and you can strike, or I can give you a type 3 and let you run off by yourself and go start working with this guy. So that we're constantly so that the enemy feels like the ever-loving, God is smiting him for his sins at all times. Like, I want no breathing room for anybody. So, but in this one, right, the dynamic, normally your sensors would be already working, but we gave you a dynamic target and it worked out well and it did some funky stuff. Yeah,
I liked how you said to use the 65 Echo on lead to stop it, and then I came in with the 12.
Did yours hit?
Yeah, they hit. I watched it.
Okay, it just looked like
that's the desync.
Desync, yeah. Because I was and it's blown up. I was tracking with my targeting pod to be able to help if I needed to, but this was pretty awesome. Here's a second.
Yeah, I was fully prepared to use you as an LST, Callie, because I saw you were watching it.
Yeah.
So if at any point they lost track of one of the 2 targets and you had them, I was prepared to have you do a correlation.
Well, that's why I kept the sensor on for you, and I think I said in my stream, I'm basically just iStars at this point. I'm just there as a sensor.
Yeah, that little truck went into a little courtyard next to that building.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good shack.
Nope, that was good stuff. Was that the last 9 line? Yep. So I thought overall, given the dynamic nature of that last 9 line, the teamwork, the pre-planning, I think from everybody kind of worked out to do that. It felt like pretty efficient given how much dynamic stuff happened. And I know that makes it harder and it's a lot more workload between the flight members. But I thought Grendel and Feds, you guys did a great job. So that was awesome to see. What'd you think, Prozac?
I think it was good. I think the next one we should have like 3 or 4 flights on at one time. And we should just let me wave my wand in any which way I want.
I'm good with that.
Like really just start, maybe something bigger than Sissy Town, because realistically I could clear out Sissy Town in probably 15 to 20 minutes if I'm feeling fast.
Yep. Well, and I wanted to slow this down
lazy.
For people who've never seen it before, right?
But like if we went to, I haven't seen the updated Call of Duty Town. But if we went there and simulate large scale combat operations, right? And we have 3 or 4 jets, we can do some good damage.
Yeah, for sure. Call of Duty Town is a dynamic town that we have up here in this valley that everything is moving and it's just it's a smoke fest. Anyhow, my plan was to let you guys fly in front of me. I turned on my HMD to blanking, descended down underneath you. I saw that the new 3, because I was taking over 2 because I wanted to fly form for the stream and give you guys a sense of that, was on the right. So I just rejoined left just to make it simple. I
clarified that you were now -2.
Yep, you did.
Yep.
You did.
Yep.
And I just stayed here because it was just easy and not to switch. And then you called us in, did all that work, and you told us to switch. I thought your descent, even though you're like, because we kind of compressed that time a bit, being a little closer and faster. But I thought you were really smooth. You got us down. You let us know everything you're doing like you always do. You're always a smooth flight lead. You told me when to cross over to the right, to go echelon right. And so, oops, this is way back. How did I jump that far back? Holy cow. So I shackle right. You bring us into the pattern. Nice and smooth. Let's get on the boat. And the timing worked out well for everybody because as you were commencing, as we were at position 1, I think that's when Clancy had checked in at 10 miles.
Yeah, this one was a little weird because, that's why I called Dragon 3 over mids because I didn't know where they were. And he was like, well, we're going to launch. And so this usually doesn't happen in a real mission, right?
No.
We're usually all at the AO and we come back. So it was a little weird.
Yeah, we wanted to show a commence between at least 2 flights and what that would work out. But the timing worked out because when you commenced, he was 180, a little bit behind maybe for like the perfect numbers or something. But I heard when we were at initial that he was commencing. I was like, oh man, this timing is going to work out really, really well.
You could see I had to kind of cut the corner to get in front of them, and we sped up to 300 there.
Did you?
Just
yeah,
because otherwise we were going to be like joining pretty much right when they were commencing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit.
It looked like it, right? So I just was like, I'm going to cut the corner a little bit here and speed up.
A little bit artificial.
I did have
nature. Sorry, go ahead.
I did have one question. Master Chief, am I supposed to check in with you or just stay zip lip?
I believe it stays zip lip.
Is it zip lip? Okay.
Yeah. Because
when I said something, nobody responded, so I'm like, I probably didn't need to say that.
Yeah, and we should clarify that. We don't always have LSOs, but I really appreciate you guys coming. So you broke, I broke, Fedge broke. We should be about 180 from each other, which we are. I might have gone a second or two long in mine. We'll see what my... Yeah, I probably was a little bit long in my break. We can go back and look at the timing. But look at that. Look at how perfect that timing is, Clancy. Like, you're able to break. Did you break at 1 mile or did you interval break?
I broke at 1 mile, but I kind of knew where you guys were.
Yeah, look at that.
So
that's really, really efficient. That's pretty good. And then who was it that bolted? Was it you, Clancy?
No, that was me. That
Did
was
you?
Rudy.
I made the classic mistake. I came out 1.2 miles of beam and I was thinking this is too close. You can't do this with a new flight model. It never works. And then I just sat there. I just sat there and I didn't do anything about it.
Yeah, but then...
and I was turning, I think probably 34 degrees bank angle, and I still absolutely overshot the snot out of it.
Yeah, but you did the right interval. If there was a jet behind you, it wouldn't have bothered you. If there was a jet in the pattern, you would have paid and had to wait. So it didn't matter. You came back, and I thought it was at least a clean rollout. We're going to get our grades here in a second, but overall, I thought this was a really good recovery for setting it up in a hasty way to just try to show how to do this. So I was pretty happy. I really love this timing here. I'm a boat ops dork, so when I see this recovery happen this way and this efficient, I get happy. Any notes from you, Klaus, about the recovery?
Only one tiny note. If you guys are with strike, use tactical call signs, so flight number, and then everything else. Flight
that's
number
right.
Well, we never have strike, so we're not used to that. But yes, got it for the future.
That's it. Other than that, it was great.
Yeah, I love this image here of all of the boats.
It's pretty beautiful,
right? When they're like, we're, got our last jet about to be at the 90. You're turning your guys' interval, being 180. I mean, you're actually almost dead nuts perfect. God, that's beautiful, Clancy. And then
You should have seen my first recovery. It was terrible.
Was it? You got to practice in.
I got it all out of my system. Got my practice in.
Well,
You did get some practice on that, right?
Yep.
nice, nice. So, oh boy, are you guys ready for the humiliation of the night?
The bad news. Yeah.
I got the bad news for you.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I
All
already
right.
confessed my sins, so
You already did.
I'm fine.
You're fine. All right. Which one of you wants to give the grades and go through it?
I would like to.
All right, go for it. And I appreciate these guys are not in our time zone. What time did you guys have to get up this morning to do this for us?
5 a.m.
A bit earlier.
4:15
Okay.
or something like that. And I have to go to work in like 40 minutes. So
Okay. Well, we'll let you
guys
get. Let you get through it. I definitely appreciate it. Let's go through this and talk about it.
Right. So let's start with the beginning. It was the 310 Clancy, I guess. First one.
These were my practice runs. Yep.
Oh,
The
okay.
practice runs, right. Okay. Well, yeah. At the beginning, you had an overshooted start. Line up right from the beginning to the middle, and you were high from the beginning to enclose, which was the cause for the wave off we gave you. And the thing is, for the cut pass, why we gave you that is because you slammed down your jet anyway behind the fourth wire. You want to go like full power to do your wave off, and well, yeah, you landed anyway behind the wires. So that's the cause for the cut pass. Sometimes the reason for that is because you have an energized ball at the moment. So you were like correcting because you were too high, and just put your throttle back and lose the energy you need for the wave off. And
That's exactly what
sometimes,
happened.
yeah, that's what I guess, which was the cause for your cut pass at this point.
I kind of have a question about that actually, if you have time.
I have time, yes, 40 minutes.
Yeah, because I've been always told to just never take a self wave off and just keep trying to land until you're waved off. And when
Absolutely, yes.
and when I was that high, there was really no way to get down other than to cut power, I guess. And I did go full power once I got the wave off, but it was just too late. There was no way I was not going to touch the deck. I guess the mistake there was just being so high in the first place.
I mean, in the end,
yeah,
safety of flight, you were the pilot. If you think this is not going to be safe, then of course wave off earlier. But other than that, listen to the LSOs.
Yeah.
The thing is, we have wave off windows. The first window is 100 feet above the deck, and the second one is just 10 feet above the deck. So you were between those two windows, while we couldn't just like wave you off. And at the beginning, it looked like you were gonna make it, but you had too much power, just from the middle to enclose.
Got it.
That's why.
Okay, understood.
So the next time, just keep a little bit more power to have the energized ball for the wave off at that point. But the next passes, there was a technical wave off because you overshooted a lot, and I guess you were short on the groove, and it was just not enough time for the corrections and stuff. So and it was Clara. The next one was your bolter. 19 seconds in the groove, that was okay. Little long, but no, another thing. And you had an overshoot again. You were high from the middle, from the beginning to the middle. Little line up right and close. And the thing was, you put too much power at the ramp in. So you flew above the wires and boarded at this point. The next one was a fair pass, one wire, 19 seconds. You were line up left. So the initial lineup was okay. You were line up left in the middle to the ramp, but that's fine at this point. And you were a little high at the middle, little settled at the ramp, and yeah, landed left, a little long in the groove, but that's fine. It was the fourth time at this point. So when you're a little bit like nervous at this point, it's okay. Fair pass. You landed. Everything's safe. Good work. And yeah,
I will say, I think we're all still getting used to this flight model a little bit. Not to
absolutely
give excuses, but I think it's definitely different for me. Like rollout, I have to make way more adjustments than I used to. The transition's different.
Yeah, me too. I just landed like once since the update, so I have to work at this too.
Oh, you got a lot of fun ahead of you coming up.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the nav pass, it was okay pass, pretty good this time. 3 wire, 18 seconds in the groove, perfect groove time. Just a little overshoot at start, but this is okay. We want more the overshoot than an angling approach, so that's fine. Just a little high and close and little settled at the ramp for the correction. You hit the 3 wire, which is okay, but at this point, with this little settled at the ramp, there's the problem again with the energized ball in case you would be given like a wave off or something. But this time everything's fine. Okay, pass. Yeah, 314. Rudy this time. Fair pass, 1 wire, 70 seconds in the groove. Good groove time. You were a little high at the beginning. Line up left in the middle to at the ramp. Little settled at the ramp and line up left. So the thing out of this is just the fair pass with the 1 wire, and I guess the rest is okay. So just little more corrections. Oh, I have a note for you, Clancy. Sorry, forgot about that. With a few overcorrections. Just for you to be a little bit more gentle with the stick, with the lineup corrections, and about the initial parameters. To take a look on that.
For that.
Were just some notes I had left and forgot about reading them. Sorry. Well, yeah, Rudy, sorry. Let's get back to you. That's your first pass, and you had wave off number 10. Actually, I don't know the reason for that. Thunderbird?
Thought it was the overshoot.
Yeah, I overshot.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about earlier. I was lined up too close to beam, and I should have fixed it. But I just sat there, and I thought I could turn it by turning harder, but it was a big overshoot. I think it got into a panic mode overshoot, and I think I actually called my. I think I actually made my call on our interflight, so you probably didn't even hear anything from me. And then I was trying not to hit the water, and then I was trying not to hit the tower, so I didn't talk to you.
Those are 2 good things not to hit.
Yes, exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. So I stuck with
small goals in life, right?
I stuck with the aviate, component of aviate, navigate, communicate.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's too
no,
funny.
that's fine.
That's all there was to it. I was just super wide, and there was no saving it. So I was in safety of flight mode even before you waved me off.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Now I remember your wave off. So no, it's okay. Happens. Like you see the next time, everything's fine. Okay, pass 2 wire, 15 seconds to the groove, perfect. Line up left at the beginning, turn close, and low in the middle, turn close. Yeah, you came in pretty flat that time, but it worked. 2 wire, and yeah, just that's like it. Not much to say about it.
Cool, thank you.
All right. Next one is 303. It's Grenda, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, nothing fancy here. Okay, pass 2 wire, 60 seconds in the groove. Groove time's pretty good this time. Little angling approach. You were line up left from the beginning till at the ramp. Little high at start, and what does it say? Little settled at the ramp. Yeah, and landed left. Just correction stuff. And I guess also not much to say about it. Thunbird, do you have something? No.
Yep, and that's
I don't
why I
have
got a
anything.
two. That's why I got a 2-wire. I settled.
Yeah, that's the settled thing because you were a little high. Oh no, it's at the beginning. Oh no, just a little settled at the ramp. That's it. Yeah, 2 wire for that. Yeah, Caddy 300. Okay, pass. Also 2 wire, 18 seconds. Good groove time. You had an overshoot at start and were a little line up right in close to at the ramp. So your lineup was good in the middle, and then you just like slide off a little bit to the right, but that's fine. And also little set at the ramp for the 2 wire, but not much of an advice I could give you at this point.
Yeah, I think
Depends, yeah.
my biggest problem was the transition from banked to level flight. Again, there's just such a dramatic difference in this flight model I'm still getting used to. And all I could do was try to correct, get on, and hold it. And so, because by the time I rolled out, I didn't have much time, but I felt like I got pretty good. I think you gave me one little correction call. So, again, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Problem. And the last one's Fetch 304. 3 wire, 90 seconds, little long in the groove. Really good pass. You had an angling approach, but you corrected it pretty good. And you had a lineup left all the way. So that's the biggest issue. But that's resulted out of the angling approach, I guess. And
Yeah,
I
guess
so next
about
time,
how I felt like that went.
Yeah.
Real quick question visually. What does the angling approach mean I'm doing?
That your lineup left from the beginning, or that's the start with the lineup left, and overshoot is the opposite. That your lineup right.
Oh, gotcha.
So
that's
it's mainly that
overshoot.
your final turn is too tight. Then
Yeah,
you
you're
come in
overturning
as
it,
an angling
basically.
approach.
So I would see it as a shallow turn instead, or a shallow angle instead of an overshoot. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to thank the Hornet School for having us come over here. Fat, Hornet, what did you guys think so far of everything you saw here tonight?
Oh,
I
dude,
thought
was
it was an
awesome.
awesome show of coordination and lots of training, and I loved it.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, just you can tell you guys practice the shit out of all this stuff.
I think our max we had 31 people.
Nice.
So
Well,
that's
and
good turnout.
it can be a little daunting, or maybe even not as interesting if you don't understand it. That's why I did the live stream on Wednesday, just to try to give people a little bit of help. That's why the first couple of controls I tried to, point out what's happening, but then things start happening really fast, and I can't cover every single detail at that point. But I will say I'm glad you picked up on that, because what I appreciate about this community is everyone here really wants to learn from their mistakes. They embrace it. I think you see just from this debrief and even our LSO's notes, people want to understand what they can do better and different. And that motivates me. It's a lot of work. These guys fly a lot and they put in the work. And I think it showed tonight. I think there's always things you can clean up and do better. But from the overall perspective, I'm very happy. And I have to say, with Klaus stepping up and being strike, with the JTAC being there for us, with the teamwork we did, with the LSOs on station, other than me not taking off to save time so that we could just start from the air and go into the mission for the stream purposes, this might be one of the most complete, well-rounded flights with people at every step of the way, comms all the way through. And I really enjoyed everyone being here. So I hope that showed in the stream. I hope I, showed what teamwork can be and what all the work in Hornet School can lead to if you want to put in that time. So anybody here have any questions or comments or things they want to talk about?
I think most of everything that was asked was asked during the flight. So
yeah, and
I got nothing.
We just broke 4 hours on the stream, so it's getting
that's
late.
Probably
It's getting late.
Yeah, we have one Hornet School student left in the Discord.
Yeah.
we've lost all the rest of them.
We've burned them all out. So I will just say this in closing. We have had a great relationship with the Hornet School. I love, doing live stream with you guys because it's fun. I'm glad we got to come in and do this. I look forward to doing more. If you're interested in learning the Hornet School Discord is in the live stream notes below there. If you are a mentor and you are from another squadron and you want to give back to the community, please come in and help. They can use more folks. Other than that, I thank everyone for coming. I thank our LSOs for getting up early in the morning to help us do this. I really can't imagine what it'd be like without the people involved that make this what it is. So we'll end the stream now. I thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you are watching this after it's live, if you have questions, put them in the comments and I'll try to answer them. Other than that, have a great night. Thank you for watching and share this with somebody if you thought it's worth it.